It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
And welcome to this presentation of high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group. As tonight, we come to you live from Riverside High School in Painesville, just a stone's throw away from Lake Erie, for round 2 action in Division 7 Region 25 between the 7th seed 9-2 East Canton Hornets and the 2 seed, the 10-0 Fairport Harding Skippers. And good evening, everybody, alongside my friend and partner, Robert Coleman. My name is Matt Corrali, and Robert, we have a fun one here tonight. 9-2 against 10-0. 2 fairy tale type seasons for both of these teams. One will have the dream continue. The other will have their storybook season come to a close.
Yes, both of these teams are having some of the best seasons they've had in years. Of course, East Canton has been to the playoffs before in quite recent memory. Fairport has not, unfortunately, too, and they've had a very rocky season this year, but has been pretty much lightning at the same time, lightning rocks.
Yeah, Fairport Harding is a perfect 10-0, like previously mentioned. That is the first time in program history they have completed a regular season undefeated. Let's start with the Hornets, though, out of East Canton. They had a 28-21 home win over the 10 seed in Lisbon out of the Columbiana County area. And for them, a win today will have East Canton at 10-2. Would be the best record in the Spider-Miller era. And this team plays great complementary football. As if you want, especially on offense, a team that really can be divisive in terms of whether to run or whether to pass, they come no further than the East Canton Hornets.
Yeah, I believe that both East Canton, who they played last week, was Lisbon, and also Fairport Harding has also played Lisbon as well, checking the schedule.
1,514 rushing yards coming into tonight on the year for the Hornets. Passing-wise, 1,567 yards. It's just a total dynamic offense for the Hornets. But let's talk about the Skippers. They're coming off of a bye. This is the first game that they will have this postseason. This is a home game for them, but it's being played here at Riverside in Painesville because of stadium concerns. It is a smaller stadium over there. It's due to parking, seating. Could they be able to fill everybody in? And this team is averaging 36 points per game, and especially with the fact that they're going from natural grass to turf, I wonder if that can make this offense go a little faster.
Yeah, as the coach said, we'll hear in the interview here, he doesn't think it's going to affect it. This is a very short artificial turf. When we were up at Garfield last week, that was a very much a little bit of a longer, kind of tinsely kind of artificial turf. But except for the little black spots for University Hospital logos, this is a pretty good turf, in my opinion.
All right, and we will have 6 more games to preview that are streaming right here on the Q92 Sports Network, and we'll highlight them all in our game previews. But first, we'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Football Pregame Show on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Winter's coming, and your garage is still a mountain of "I'll deal with it later." This year, clear the clutter and make room for what matters, like your car. Partner with your neighbors and rent a dumpster from DL Supply in East Canton. Affordable, convenient, and perfect for your winter cleanup. Call 330-956-4017 or stop by 322 West Nassau Street today. DL Supply, helping you dig out before the snow moves in. That's DL Supply, where cleanup meets convenience.
Looking for honest, reliable auto repair? Stuffed Automotive Systems in East Canton has you covered. This small family and locally owned shop specializes in diagnostics, air conditioning, brakes, and complete auto repair, done right the first time. Check out their fresh new paint and graphics at 4100 Georgetown Street Northeast and see why locals trust them with their ride. Call 330-418-6394 or check out Stuffed Automotive Systems on Facebook.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
Welcome back to the high school football pregame show, everybody, inside Riverside High School in Painesville. I'm Matt Corrali alongside Robert Coleman. Well, let's waste no time and dive right into our game previews. It's the 6 other games that you can hear right here on the Q92 Sports Network as we start over in Mahoning County. It's the Green Bulldogs taking on the Austintown Fitch Falcons, and on the call, it's Christian Bigglesworth.
It's round 2 of the OHSAA playoffs this week, and that brings us to Austintown, Ohio, home of the 8-1 Fitch Falcons, who tonight will be hosting the 6-5 Green Bulldogs on the Q92 Sports Network. Green comes into tonight's game on a 5-game winning streak and coming off an upset of the 6-seeded Garfield Heights Bulldogs, 21-6 in round 1. In that game, quarterback Tyson Hunko was very efficient. He was 14 for 20 for 186 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. And 2 of those touchdown passes went to senior Evan Reed, who's been making an impact since returning from injury earlier in the season. Reed caught 5 passes for 73 yards last week as well, and ran for 70 yards on 19 carries. And the Green defense held Garfield Heights to just 6 points. This Green football team is getting hot at the right time of the year. But the Fitch Falcons have been hot all season long. They haven't lost since week 1 at Hudson. Fitch will be led by their superstar running back DeAndre Richard, who is the all-time leading rusher at Fitch in less than 3 full seasons. Their quarterback Colin Callagher also runs the show very well and likes to look for his top receiver, senior Brady Evans. You've also got to beware of their scatback, senior Junie Higgs, who can break one at any moment. It's a battle of 2 explosive offenses here tonight, and you can hear all the action at Q92radiosports.com and the Q92 YouTube channel. Green and Fitch. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. I'm Christian Bigglesworth for the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, Christian, thank you very much. Well, let's send things over into Stark County as Jay Wilhelm has the call between the Lake Blue Streaks opening up their postseason play against the Explorers of Hudson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network. I'm live inside Blue Streak Stadium as Lake plays host to Hudson in this Division II Region 5 Ohio High School playoff game brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. Hudson comes in with the 5 seed, having knocked off 12 seeds South in round 1, 27-0. The Explorers come in with a record of 9-2, finishing 6-1 in their conference play. They are as hot as anyone coming into tonight, as they have won 4 straight. And in 3 of those wins, their defense pitched a shutout. They'll have to win on the road tonight if they want to avoid going home. Lake enters tonight the 4 seed, as they had a first-round bye last week. The Blue Streaks come in with a record of 7-3. They finished 3-3 in the Federal League. They lost a heartbreaker in Week 10 to their rival Green, 34-27 in the Battle of 619 that came down to the last play. They've had to sit with that for 2 weeks, and you can best believe Coach DeGeorge and his players are chomping at the bit to get after it here tonight. One goes home, one moves on, and the winner here tonight will face the winner of Boardman-Akron-Hoban next week. Join myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, as kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. It's playoff football live from Blue Streak Stadium in Lake. I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
Jay, thank you so much. Looking forward to keeping tabs on those 2 games as the night goes on. We'll take another break, but when we come back, it's 2 more games that you can hear on the Q92 Sports Network. You're listening to the High School Football Pregame Show right here on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Serving the East Canton and surrounding communities for over 30 years, the Foltz Community Center is happy to serve as a community partner to the East Canton schools and provide spaces for many organizations to come together. In East Canton on Wood Street North, call 330-488-6500 and ask the Foltz Community Center for a tour of their rooms to accommodate your event today. Celebrate life's moments with the Foltz Community Center. That number again is 330-488-6500.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for a new opportunity? Mideast Trucking, family-owned and operated since 1973, is hiring. We're proud to serve the oil field, hauling rigs, and heavy equipment across the region. We're now hiring general laborers, equipment operators, and CDL Class A drivers. Stop by and apply in person at 831 West Nassau Street in East Canton, or message us on Facebook today. Join the Mideast Trucking family, where hard work drives success. That's Mideast Trucking in East Canton.
Welcome back, everybody, to the High School Football Pregame Show on the Q92 Sports Network. Let's dive right back into our game previews. Here's Ryan Rowland, who's on the call not far from us here at Riverside High School in Painesville. He's in Mentor. It's the home of the Cardinals as they're set to take on the Jackson Polar Bears. Ryan?
We are live from Mentor, Ohio. The road to Canton has been narrowed down by 1 week. The Jackson Polar Bears will be traveling to Mentor to battle the Cardinals. Jackson's cargo will be lighter tonight, as 4 players from the Polar Bears were ejected from their playoff game last week. Jackson is coming off a 24-17 win from Brunswick and is 6-5 on the year, led by quarterback Lucas Increment, who has 1,007 yards, 9 touchdowns. He will be teamed up with Max Cows, who has 530 yards and 5 touchdowns. Running back Corey Jacobs is still questioned if he'll be able to play or not due to being ejected. Mentor is coming off a perfect season of 10-0, earning a first-round bye. Tonight we will see if the week off helps being prepared. Mentor is led by quarterback Brogan Jones, who has 1,659 yards, 15 touchdowns. Lining up next to him in the backfield is Jackson Farley with 1,465 yards and 24 touchdowns. This is Jackson Polar Bears versus Mentor Cardinals, Region 1, D1, Week 2 playoff game. Join myself, Ryan Rowan, and my partner, Ryan Rivera, on Q92sports.com or on the YouTube channel.
Thank you, Ryan. And now let's send things back out to our main man, Ryan Keller, as he's in Canton for the call of the McKinley Bulldogs and the Medina Bees.
It's round 2 of the OHSAA playoffs, the regional quarterfinals, and we are at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium for the matchup between the number 11 seed Medina Battling Bees and the number 3 seed McKinley Bulldogs. Medina comes in tonight riding high off of an upset victory last week over the number 6 seed Strongsville by a score of 28-25. Leading their offense is the dynamic sophomore quarterback, Beckett Vorgan, who has stepped up after their starting quarterback suffered a concussion a few weeks ago. He's dual threat. Last week had 66 yards on the ground and 191 yards passing. 111 out of the 191 yards passing last week went to star receiver Brian Wichter. Wichter had 11 catches for that 111 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Strongsville. The number 3 McKinley Bulldogs comes in tonight's game after having a bye last week. McKinley's defense haven't allowed more than 25 points per game all season long, averaging just 15.3 points per game. The Pups will rely on junior linebacker Antonio Stevens, defensive end Colin Hinkle, and in the secondary, senior Chris Crook. Stevens with 90 tackles on the season, 14 for loss. Hinkle, team high, 5.5 sacks and 13 quarterback hits. And Chris Crook has a team high with 4 interceptions. Offensively for the Pups, keep an eye on sophomore running back Kylan West. West has racked up nearly 1,200 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns on the season. Find out who wins and advances to the regional semifinals right here on the Q92 Sports Network. Join me, Ryan Keller, with the action. Kickoff at 7 o'clock from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. It's Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll take one more break and then our last 2 games that you can hear on the Q92 Sports Network. You're listening to the High School Football Pregame Show on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by our friends at the Sarshone Auto Group.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Winter's coming, and your garage is still a mountain of "I'll deal with it later." This year, clear the clutter and make room for what matters, like your car. Partner with your neighbors and rent a dumpster from DL Supply in East Canton. Affordable, convenient, and perfect for your winter cleanout. Call 330-956-4017 or stop by 322 West Nassau Street today. DL Supply, helping you dig out before the snow moves in. That's DL Supply, where cleanup meets convenience.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and a cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Welcome back to the High School Football Pregame Show on the Q92 Sports Network, as we will go into the last 2 games that you can hear on the network. Here is the one that you can also hear on AM 1310 WDPN. It's Sam Berkman on the call between West Branch hosting Norton. Sam?
Well, tonight here at West Branch, we expect a dandy 10-1 Norton at 9-1 West Branch. The Warriors, the number 4th seed. They had a bye last weekend. Norton, the number 5 seed, they basically had a bye last weekend. They beat Edgewood 63-13. 7th playoff appearance, 6 in a row for the Panthers. Meanwhile, the West Branch Warriors, this is their 15th playoff appearance. The Warriors have been in the postseason for 5 consecutive years. This has all the makings of a real shootout tonight. The Norton Panthers are averaging 53.3 points a game. West Branch is averaging around 32 points a game. But the big story tonight here could be the defense of West Branch. They are allowing just 11.2 points per game, led by Zach Coffey, Grady Close, Lucas Black, Clayton Day, and a cast of others. Meanwhile, those guys will have to stop a very potent offense for the Norton Panthers, led by quarterback Trey Kirsten, thrown for almost 1,600 yards and 27 touchdowns this season. And if it's not going too well in the air, they can always go to the ground. Alex Minen, a great wide receiver, 18 catches, 251 yards. Isaac Hunter, 336 yards. And, well, there's Buddy Willig. He's caught 37 balls for 857 yards. This has all the makings of an instant classic. We'll see how Mother Nature handles her business tonight, and we'll see how Norton and West Branch handle theirs. Kickoff at 7 o'clock tonight. You can join me and Caleb Norick on the call. It's Norton and West Branch in a dandy right here on AM 1310 WDPN. We'll be streaming live at Q92radiosports.com.
Thank you, Sam. And now for our Q92 Game of the Week. It's the game that you can also hear on 92.5 WDJQ FM. It's Clint Scroggs as he's in Tigertown as the Massillon Tigers are welcoming in the only area team going up against one another. It's the only matchup between two Stark County foes in the Hoover Vikings. Clint, take it away.
The Massillon Tigers host the Hoover Vikings in a round 2 playoff game. The Vikings had little trouble with opening round opponent Columbus Northland, overcoming a fumble return touchdown to put up 36 straight points in a 50-6 win. Quarterback John Collins threw 4 TD passes, while linebacker Carter Lukens intercepted 2 passes and blocked a punt and returned it for a score. Collins threw for 167 yards. Bryson Byer had 3 catches for 96 and 2 touchdowns. Defensive lineman Jack Zarko intercepted a pass as the Hoover defense allowed only 153 yards. Coach Brian Baum was able to avoid giving starters heavy minutes and got standout performances from backup runners Gio Bianchi and Ryan Crawford. All everything, Jack Andes ran the ball only once and caught 2 passes, including a 33-yard touchdown. Andes has 20 scores and over 1,300 yards from scrimmage, including 744 yards and 11 TDs on 46 catches. Collins has thrown for 18 TDs and run for 9. Carter Lukens leads the team in tackles, while Chase Lukens, no relation, is in second. The Massillon Tigers gained a Week 11 bye with a win over Canton McKinley. It's the first year for the top 4 seeds to get a week off before beginning playoffs. The Tigers are back home after winning their only road game of the season, 21-14. Xavier Owens returned from a shoulder injury to pace the Massillon running attack with 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. He enters the second season with 974 yards and 13 scores. Manny Patterson, 8 of 11 for 140 yards against McKinley and has thrown for 1,087 yards and 15 touchdowns on the season. His favorite receiver, Giorgio Jackson, who's caught 34 for an 11.7-yard average and 7 scores. Deontay Malone has 1 more yard on 6 fewer catches with 6 TDs. Jaden Williams, the leader of the defense, with 95 tackles, 11.5 for loss, 4.5 sacks, 4 fumble recoveries, an interception, and a blocked kick. Braylon Gamble leads with 3 picks and 3 forced fumbles. The winner meets the winner of the game between Columbus DeSales and Ashland. Hoover last met Massillon in 2020, losing a second-round game 48-23. The Tigers lead the all-time series 5-1. Massillon hosts Hoover as round 2 of the playoffs get underway tonight. I'm Clint Scroggs for the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Clint. And as another reminder, folks, all of those games can be heard right here on the Q92 Sports Network. We'll take a break, a short one, but when we come back, Robert spoke with both coaches before the matchup, and you'll hear those interviews in our Coaches Corner. You're listening to the High School Football Pregame Show, streaming live right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Looking for a new opportunity? Mideast Trucking, family-owned and operated since 1973, is hiring. We're proud to serve the oil field, hauling rigs, and heavy equipment across the region. We're now hiring general laborers, equipment operators, and CDL Class A drivers. Stop by and apply in person at 831 West Nassau Street in East Canton, or message us on Facebook today. Join the Mideast Trucking family, where hard work drives success. That's Mideast Trucking in East Canton.
Looking for honest, reliable auto repair? Stuffed Automotive Systems in East Canton has you covered. This small family and locally owned shop specializes in diagnostics, air conditioning, brakes, and complete auto repair. Done right the first time. Check out their fresh new paint and graphics at 4100 Georgetown Street Northeast and see why locals trust them with their ride. Call 330-418-6394 or check out Stuffed Automotive Systems on Facebook.
Welcome back, everybody, to the High School Football Pregame Show. Like we mentioned before the break, if you were with us, Robert spoke with both head coaches before tonight's matchup as we now go into the Coaches Corner. Starting off, here's Spider Miller of East Canton.
This is Q92 Sports with East Canton's head coach, John Spider Miller. Coach, how you doing after that long ride up here, and how's your team feeling going into week 2 of the playoffs?
The ride-up was fine. They were kind enough to get us a charger, so it beat a school bus. But we're ready. I mean, we're in week 2 and for the playoffs, and we're ready to go.
Coach, with a 9-2 record and a 5-game win streak, how do you approach facing an opponent who is undefeated this season and enjoying one of the best seasons they've had, like, in over a decade?
Well, we approach every game the same way. We know they're very, very good and they haven't lost a game, and they're well coached. They got a lot of talent on their football team, and they execute well. And we just have to do our own execution and tackle and block.
Coach, what is the one aspect of your team's performance this season that you're the most proud of?
I think they play with heart and dedication.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight, and hopefully we can talk to you again sometime soon.
All right, and now here is the interview with the home team coach in this one on probably the only game across the state that's on a neutral site. It's John Nagel of Fairport Harding.
This is Q92 Sports with Fairport Harding skipper head coach John Nagel. Coach, you've made it to the playoffs. Congratulations. What did you learn about your team, and what did you learn about them from this roller coaster ride of a season?
Their resilience to come out every week and play as hard as they can.
Coach, what are going to be the keys to beating East Canton tonight?
Lessen any mistakes, play hard football, every hat to the ball on defense and offensively, no mistakes.
Coach, Dan Bolia is a tremendous athlete. What makes him so dynamic?
Dan Bellino?
Dan Bellino, sorry.
No worries. He's just a big athlete. The kid's big, good size for a linebacker, and he's got great speed.
Coach, you're playing on a different type of field than what you guys do in your usual home games. Do you think that's going to affect the game tonight?
I think it might be to our advantage because we have a lot of speed on our team. So obviously being wet time of the year, being on turf, it's not as slippery as being on our natural grass. So I think we might have a around there.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight. Hopefully we can talk to you again sometime soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, those was the Coach's Corner. You know, John Nagel's in shorts tonight. 54 degrees right now here in Painesville. We're going to be about as low as 51 by the time this thing's all said and done. The feels like temp right now is at 52. That guy's in full-blown shorts on the other sideline.
I'll give you that. It doesn't really feel as cold as what it actually is.
Yeah.
So it's very bearable.
But I'll tell you what, though. You know, we don't really recognize it as much with us being in Stark County. Kind of. You know, obviously nowhere near a body of water, but this is Lake County, and you can kind of feel it coming out of the car on the way here. That lake effect kind of weather, that dip in temperature, it's real, and it's definitely something that we're going to be kind of keeping our eye on as the game goes along. A lot of interesting stories in this one as well. We mentioned earlier that this is technically a home game for Fairport Harding. However, the fact that their stadium can't hold as much people for a playoff game. They moved it here. 15-minute commute. As for East Canton, their commute was essentially an hour and 15 minutes. How much do you think that's going to play a factor in tonight's game if the fact that East Canton had to travel for the first time this season?
Well, you don't know really. I mean, although it isn't as cold as what it feels, it feels a lot warmer than what it actually is. You could deal with cramping too. I mean, you do have a little bit of the cold too, so that can affect the cramping too. So that's definitely going to be a thing. Hopefully people are limbering up, and I did see them stretching before the game, so hopefully that works.
And especially with the fact that we got this weather coming in, we've got storylines that we're going to hit on all night long. But let's get to the X's and O's, partner. What are your keys to the game in this round 2 Division 7 matchup between two really, really good teams?
For Fairport, it's that they're not very big, but they're very quick. They're almost like a basketball team if you look at it honestly. For East Canton, they're a small team, but they definitely know how to find a way to get through the pocket. They definitely push straight on through a line, too. I saw Dylan Anderson do that in the Week 10 game we did. He definitely knows how to do, and they're definitely going to push straight through a defensive line.
Fairport Harding just took the field as they are coming out in their typical home uniforms. It's the maroon jersey with white numbering and lettering, white pants, white helmets. As East Canton is now set to take the field, it's their white-out road uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, blue numbering with a yellow trim, and the blue helmet with the yellow face mask, as they are now in their huddle on the left side near the corner of the end zone.
They also have a yellow Hornet on the helmet.
That is correct, as these Hornets have had a great season, 9-2. Fairport Harding 10-0, as East Canton has now taken the field. I'll tell you what, partner, the fact that this community has been able to travel this far for their football team, it really speaks volumes. That's not an easy trip, but these fans, these players, this community is ready, along on the other sideline in the form of Fairport Harding. We're going to have a great game here tonight.
Yeah, it's almost about the same amount of people on both sides, too. How shocking it is.
Very impressive stuff from these communities, as it looks as though that the Fairport Harding marching band is on the field, and in a matter of moments, we'll send it to the field for our national anthem, as it looks as though that we will do that right here. Once again, our national anthem performed by the Fairport Harding High School Marching Band. Once again, that was the Fairport Harding Marching Band giving us our national anthem. We've been waiting all week for it. It's round 2 of the high school football playoffs, and it's coming up next as we step aside 10 seconds. You're listening to the high school football pregame show here on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
You're listening to high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
East Canton won the coin toss, and they have elected to defer, so we will see the Skipper offense take the field to begin this ball game. Fairport Harding coming off of a bye, 10-0. East Canton, a 28-21 winner over Lisbon in round 1 in a home win for the Hornets, as we are in for a very fun football game here tonight between the Hornets and Skippers, and we're glad you're with us, making us a part of your Friday night here on the Q92 Sports Network. The Skippers break out of their huddle. East Canton ready to do the honors. It's Cannon Pollard, who played every snap in East Canton's win last week against Lisbon. As back deep for the Skippers looks to be number 12, Yomar Castellano, one of 3 brothers on this Skipper team. We'll get to that as the night goes on, along with Jan Castellano, his other brother. Pollard's ready to approach the football, and it is playoff time here in Painesville as the kick is away, going towards the left. It'll be returned by number 12, Yomar Castellano at the 10, 15, 25, 30. Breaks away from the tackle, 35, 40. Gets a block, 50. Yomar Castellano down the left sideline, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Skippers on the opening kickoff.
I believe I saw some footage of him before the game today. He's very quick. I believe I saw him recover a fumble for a touchdown very similar to that, so it doesn't surprise me.
90 yards for the junior wideout defensive back who also returns kicks, and he just showed you why right there. Extra point upcoming here from Aman Abdimalikov. To hold it is Brady Lawson. It's your standard 20-yard extra point as this game starts with a bang. Snap good, hold down. Extra point on its way. It's up. It is good. 11:45 left to go in the first. Fairport Harding on the board right away. 7-0. Our score, Skippers in front. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
7-0. Fairport Harding in front of East Canton. 11:45 left to go as it was Yomar Castellano. A 90-yard kickoff return touchdown on the opening kick. And Robert, we have immediate fireworks here in round two.
They're coming out a blazing here to Skippers. It's going to be interesting to see here what they do in this next round of the ball.
Abdi Malikov is on to tee it up. Two return men back deep for the Hornets as Abdi Malikov will approach the football with his right foot, and they go trying to go with a side squib kick on the right side. It's recovered by number 10, Colby Schrader, as he got blown up by number 5, Diego Dambolina, as East Canton will set up in pretty good field position when all said and done. All you had to do was just recover that squib kick. It was more of like a squib onside towards the near side, and the Hornets will be set up on their own 42 to begin their opening drive.
Yeah, the Skippers took him down the second he pretty much got the ball. East Canton's really going to have to strike here or sting, let's say.
Owen McCroskey, the quarterback, leads his offense out of the huddle. Two receivers left and right. A back in there is Dylan Anderson. They are in the pistol as they give it to Anderson. He initially sits but stays on his feet up the middle of the field. He won't get far. Maybe a yard at the 43. They're going to give him one as it'll bring up now a 2nd and 9. Anderson ran for over 800 yards, 10 touchdowns on this season, as he has been a real workhorse in the running game for this East Canton squad. Twins left and right again in the same formation as they are in the pistol with McCroskey. In the shotgun, two linebackers in the box. This time they'll throw. On a screen, McCroskey catches it with one hand, or Anderson, I beg your pardon, that is, past the 45 to about the 48-yard line. It's going to set up East Canton on a 3rd and short. They're going to mark him down at the 49-yard line of the Hornets. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
Dylan Anderson is one of the backbone members of this East Canton team. He definitely knows how to get there. As I said, he's definitely the person who could just squeeze right by. I remember.
Expect a lot of screens tonight from the East Canton squad. They really did it well against Lisbon last week. Trips left, one right are the receivers for the Hornets as McCroskey gives to Anderson right up the gut. Now going right to the 50. First down, 45. Dylan Anderson out of bounds at around the 40-yard line of the Skippers. It's all going to depend on the spot in terms of exact yardage, but he had way more than enough for a new set of downs for the Hornets.
Yeah, I remember our Week 10 game, too. He ended up tearing his jersey, too, and they gave him a different jersey to get him back in the game to get him playing.
So it'll be a gain of 8 on the run on a 3rd and 3. 1st and 10, ball spotted on the skipper 42. Twins left and right again. In the pistol again is Owen McCroskey with Anderson the back. They send a man in motion going right to left the receiver. That's Aiden Stevens. As with a flag down, it's McCroskey in trouble, and he's sacked. Behind midfield, 2 skippers were in on the sack. It was Cale Milliman along with Bram Miles, both sophomore linemen. We do have a flag, however, near the line of scrimmage. So we'll check what this is. And they're going to call East Canton on a false start.
Come on, Line, do your job!
So that'll back it up to the 48 where McCroskey got sacked. A big time first big play, I should say, for this skipper defense.
Yeah, if you're East Canton, you're definitely going to have to watch here. If you're the skippers, you're pretty much happy from the very beginning of this game.
So it'll be, when all said and done, a 2nd down and 20. Ball spotted on the 48-yard line of East Canton as they'll try to go with a screen, but he has a man wide open down the right sideline. It's caught. It's Cannon Pollard down the sideline 20. Tripped up at around the 18-yard line. 1st down, Hornets. They are in our RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed.
He was tripped up by number 3 for Fairport, Abraham Castigliano.
A big-time play there for the Hornets as Castellano came up with the tackle. The ball was spotted at the 18-yard line. And as fans, as another reminder, real quick, opening kickoff on Q92 Sports' coverage of high school football is presented by your regional EMS. 2 receivers left and right. Here's a handoff with Anderson up the middle, 15, as he lowers the head and is brought down for about a gain of 3. It was Dambolina again on the tackle. It'll be a gain of 2. They're going to mark him down at the 16-yard line, bringing up a 2nd down and 8, 8:57 and counting left to go here in this first quarter.
You got to like how Anderson plays. He just goes straight for the line and tries to push right through.
The big play has gone the way of the Hornets for the first time tonight on that deep ball from McCroskey to Aiden Stevens, the team's leading receiver, 742 yards to the air and 10 touchdowns for the wideout. Twins left and right again. They're in the pistol again. It's McCroskey with Anderson the back. He will throw it. McCroskey throwing right side a little high. It's batted up, and is it picked off the deflection? It is! Abraham Castellano comes up with the pick. It was intended for Aiden Stevens on a slant towards the right side. And great coverage made, I believe, to be Yomar, his brother. The Castellanos brothers once again making an impact on this game. And East Canton with a early costly turnover.
At least you're in good territory here if you're East Canton.
Definitely.
I mean, their quarterback may have not been properly set up for that one.
So the Skippers, to be exact, will set up on their own 8. 1 receiver out wide left, trips right. It's the first time we'll see the Fairport Harding offense as they took the opening kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown. They go wide receiver screen with Yomar Castellano. He's brought down at around the line of scrimmage. We'll wait for an official spot, but that will bring up not a whole lot for that Skipper offense. It'll be a 2nd down and what looks to be 10. They're going to give him no gain on the play. Ball still spotted at the 8.
It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this quarter goes here. They're definitely 2 evenly matched teams.
3 receivers left, 1 right. The lone man is Shane Greenwood. Here's the snap as they'll go, but get on the screen. It's caught at around Castellano. He picks it up. That's a fumble. He picks it up at his own 2. And my gosh, that could have been near disaster for the Skippers as we have a man down for East Canton in the form of Jacob Demian. He's down head first as the trainers now come out. We'll step aside. 7:52 left to go in the first quarter. It's Fairport Harding 7, East Canton nothing. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Serving the East Canton and surrounding communities for over 30 years, the Foltz Community Center is happy to serve as a community partner to the East Canton schools and provide spaces for many organizations to come together. In East Canton on Wood Street North, call 330-488-6500 and ask the Foltz Community Center for a tour of their rooms to accommodate your event today. Celebrate life's moments with the Foltz Community Center. That number again is 330-488-6500.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
For Demian, he was able to get up on his own feet as this is going to be number 38, or I beg your pardon, it's Abraham Castellano down the right sideline. Couldn't get much doing, and that'll bring up 4th down and forever here for the Skippers as they're going to have to punt from deep in their own end zone. And this could get interesting, especially with East Canton, if they decide to bring a rush and try to make life uncomfortable for Diego Dambolina as he is now on the punt for Fairport Harding.
I believe when this was a Penn State game, they called being in Pittsburgh territory.
What would you call this? Toledo territory as we're going left to right. Dambolino on his goal line will punt it away. It's off, and this is a high one going towards the right. It'll take a bounce at the 50 as it will be just left alone and down at the 47-yard line of East Canton. So the Hornets on their second drive will come out kind of in the same field position as they did on their first possession, as they will definitely make it a priority now more than ever to take care of the football after that interception on a goal-to-go situation.
This is the perfect setup here for East Canton. They're definitely going to have to drive here. They're definitely going to have to make use of it, especially with this open backfield. If you're East Canton, I'd maybe try to let one fly and see what happens.
Owen McCroskey has thrown for over 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns on just under 70% passing this season. They come out in the gun again, 2 receivers left and right. McCroskey in the shotgun, Anderson in the back. They send a man in motion left to right and Aiden Candle. As now McCroskey fakes the run, lets it fly. Down the right sideline, he's got a man. It's overthrown and incomplete. Wanted to get Aiden Stevens. It was Shane Greenwood on the coverage. He played him tight, but Stevens had a step or two on him, but the ball was just overthrown by McCroskey, and it's 2nd down and 10.
He just needed to get a little bit more control on that ball, and that would have been perfect, and it almost would have been a score here for East Canton.
We'll see if they can bounce back on this 2nd down and 10 as the Hornets clap out of the huddle. 1 receiver out wide left. The lone man is James Stubblefield, 2 to the right. McCroskey in the pistol again. And the shotgun with Anderson in the back. They send Aiden Stevens in motion right to left. It's a give up the middle for Anderson, 50, 45, and he's stonewalled there at around the 45-yard line. He's moving the pile, however, thanks to some of his linemen from behind. It's a nice run of what looks to be about 8 down to the Skipper 45. And that will bring up a 3rd and 2 here for East Canton.
I almost call it a lot, but those are definitely just straight-up rugby plays, pushing the ball to see who can get it. These are definitely 2 equally matched teams, and this is definitely, we're looking for a fencing match here.
Yeah, this is going to be one that has a lot of physicality involved in this matchup. 2 receivers left and right. McCroskey in the shotgun in the pistol again. It's Anderson the back. Sending a man in motion left to right. It's Cannon Pollard. They give it to Anderson, lowering the shoulder, and the spot is going to be close. The initial ruling says that he is short by about 1 yard, maybe 1.5 yards. They spot him at the 44-yard line. Gain just 1 yard, and on 4th and 1, it's decision time for Spider Miller.
If you're East Canton, though, although he is great, I wouldn't rely heavily on Anderson. I'd definitely try to find another target for that those kind of drives.
Because that's what the Skipper defense could be thinking of.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to get the ball, it's him.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative, but
he is the back here on 4th and 1. 2 receivers left. They're in the pistol again. Skipper show blitz. They send him. It is Anderson up the gut. He has a hole, lowers the shoulder for a new set of downs. Down to the 38-yard line. as that goes for a gain of 6 on 4th and 1. The drive remains alive for the Hornets as they are now methodically moving the ball down the field. We saw a lot of the air attack in the opening drive, Robert, and now we're seeing Dylan Anderson getting a lot of touches and making an impact on the ground.
Sometimes if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
5:48 and counting left to go in the first. 7-0 Skippers. One receiver out wide right in the form of Aiden Stevens. They're in the pistol again. McCroskey claps his hands, takes the snap, pitches it left. Anderson with a convoy, 35. Anderson past the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 8 and a 2nd and 2. Dylan Anderson really making his mark so far on this possession, seemingly getting all but about 1 or 2 touches of the football on this drive.
Yeah, definitely here too. As I said, though, I would maybe try to find also just another target here and there just to kind of give the Skippers a diversion.
They clap out of the huddle. 2nd and 2. One receiver out wide right. That's Stevens. In the pistol again comes East Canton. Anderson the back. McCroskey takes it, gives it. Anderson up the gut again. 25. Lowers that shoulder again to the 22. New set of downs for East Canton. Once again, they are just pounding away at that ground game and slicing through this Fairport Harding defense.
If you're the Skippers, I would definitely look out for Stevens, also Aiden Stevens. He could also be a target. That's something that Garfield Heights was kind of missing when it came to Green, too, but you got to make sure you're covering people and you're getting the right people.
Well, at this rate, we'll see how long Anderson's motor is, because it seems as though that the Skipper defense just can't stop him. One receiver left, trips right. McCroskey in the pistol, takes a snap. He'll throw it. Rolling right, wide open man in Stevens along the sideline, 20-15. He's tackled out of bounds at the 13-yard line, as that was a good wide receiver screen use there. It was Jan Castellano to push him out. They are inside, once again, the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed. Ball was spotted on the 13-yard line as that pass went for a gain of 9 and a new set of downs for East Canton.
That was what I was talking about here. You definitely want to mix up. You don't want to just go straight to Anderson for your target.
I beg your pardon. It's actually a 2nd down and 1 as Stubblefield lines up wide left. He's the lone man out there. McCroskey in the pistol. Anderson's the back. McCroskey claps his hands and pitches it to Anderson. Right side 15. He gets tripped up at around the legs, as that was a great effort made there by Fairport Harding's number 5, Diego Dambolina, one of the leaders on this defense. And depending on the spot, they're going to give him a 1st down. He got a yard when all said and done, or 2.
The war of attrition. All you need is just small little victories here to get the win.
He got a pair of yards, and it's a 1st down to the 11. 4:06 and counting left to go in quarter number 1. East Canton trying to cash in on their 2nd drive of the game. 2 receivers left and right. In the pistol again. McCroskey set to take the snap and shotgun. They send a man in motion. Cannon Pollard right to left. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. McCroskey, initial read isn't there. He steps up in the middle of the field, and he's going to be taken down past the 10, it looks like, to about the 9 or the 8. Wait for an official spot. But McCroskey, good job being able to, in a collapsing pocket, get out of a sack and get a couple yards.
You definitely want to read the defense correctly, too, and you definitely want to. If you're the Skippers, you're definitely going to want to watch out for Anderson. You're definitely going to want to watch out for Stevens. You're definitely want to cover him. You're going to have to watch out for your blind spots.
So it's a 2nd down and 8 on the 9 of the Skippers. East Canton could get a 1st down without scoring, but they'd have to be essentially tackled at the 1.5-yard line. One receiver left, 2 to the right, sending a man in motion, and Pollard right to left. McCroskey gives it. Anderson up the middle. Anderson at the 5. Tripped up at around the 3. A good run there by Dylan Anderson, getting some positive yardage there. However, you're going to have a 3rd and about a couple here. So now it's all about where do you go with the football in terms of trying to cash in on a 3rd and short inside the 5 at about the 2.
When you're in this kind of territory, though, you do have a lot of options, so it's not like they're at the 50, so they can definitely make this work.
3rd and a yard, ball spotted again at the 2. That's a 2.5 and counting left to go in the first. East Canton claps out of the huddle. One receiver out wide right, Naden Stevens. In the pistol again comes East Canton. McCroskey will give it to Anderson up the gut, lowers the shoulder, into the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets!
I'm going to say he carries this beehive on his shoulders.
Dylan
Hornet
Anderson,
hive.
there you go, from 2 yards away. Gets East Canton on the board with 2:19 left to go in the first. It's 7-6. Fairport Harding in front. On to try the extra point, Cannon Pollard to try and tie this game up. As here's the snap, it's good. Hold down, kick on the way, and it is good. 7-7, 2:19 left to go here in quarter number one. We'll take a break. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Winter's coming, and your garage is still a mountain of "I'll deal with it later." This year, clear the clutter and make room for what matters, like your car. Partner with your neighbors and rent a dumpster from DL Supply in East Canton. Affordable, convenient, and perfect for your winter cleanout. Call 330-956-4017 or stop by 322 West Nassau Street today. DL Supply, helping you dig out before the snow moves in. That's DL Supply, where cleanup meets convenience.
This is head coach Spider Miller from East Canton High School, home of the Hornets. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network.
7-7 here in round two of the D7 Region 25 playoffs. Here from Riverside High School between East Canton and Fairport Harding. Matt Corrali and Robert Coleman with you. And Robert, we have seen these two teams at their best in what they can do, and we're not even out of quarter number one yet.
As I said, this is going to be a fencing match, and this is definitely going to be a back and forth, and this is going to be a very close game like Week 10 was for us.
That's right. Week 10 saw East Canton win 7-6 over their arch rival Malvern. Their first win against Malvern since 2019 as Pollard kicks the ball into the end zone for a touchback. So for the Skippers offense that's led by senior quarterback Brady Lawson, they will try to, at the very least, get a first down. They were set up in not the best field position as they had a turnover on downs that got them or an interception, that set them up at the 4, and they really couldn't do anything with it in terms of moving the football. So with better field position than their earlier drive, they'll set up shop at their own 20. Two receivers line up wide to the right in the form of Yomar Castellano along with Shane Greenwood. Here's the snap. They give it first handoff to Abraham Castellano as he's brought down at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 4, and we'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Abraham, Jan, and Yomar. Jan the senior, Yomar the junior, Abraham the sophomore. The Castellano brothers are some of the headliners on this Skipper unit that comes into this one 10-0 for the first time in program history. On 2nd and 6, here is the give to what looks to be again in the form of Abraham Castellano. He falls forward past the 30 to about the 31-yard line. That's going to be a first down. It's going to be a gain of 7 to move the chains there on 2nd and 6. As we have seen a good amount of Castellano, Abraham that is, here early on this drive.
They're one away from bringing a friend into the family, Friends and Family Credit Union.
Yeah, that's right. Two now receivers out wide left in the form of Yomar Castellano and Shane Greenwood out wide. This in a man in motion. Here's the snap. Lawson rolling right, throwing complete to the 36-yard line. A catch made by Yomar Castellano. Nice hit made by Colby Schrader. As that will now bring up a 3rd down here. Or a 2nd down, for Fairport Harding.
When you're a team like Fairport, you definitely have to make use of your I'd say grittiness here. This is a very small team. You're going to have to make sure people are playing different positions. They know what to do here, and they know how to cover stuff.
Ball was spotted on the Skipper 35. As they come out, 33 seconds and counting left to go in the first. Two receivers out wide left. Now one joins to the right in the form of Diego Dambolina. As Lawson's in the shotgun, the back to his left hip is Abraham Castellano. Lawson takes a snap, rolls left, nowhere to go. He's backed up to the 25. He'll take it himself 35, lowers his shoulder at around the 37-yard line of the Skippers, as that'll be positive yardage by about 2 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4, as that in all likelihood will bring an end to the first quarter. The first 12 are in the books, and we're all leaving at 7. When we come back, it's the start of the second quarter. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
You're listening to High School Football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome in, everybody, to Riverside High School, home of the Beavers, but tonight it's home of this round 2 playoff showdown between East Canton and Fairport Harding. Matt Corrali, Robert Coleman with you. Robert, your biggest takeaways from the opening quarter of play?
Dylan Anderson is the go-to for East Canton, along with a little bit of Adrian Stevenson. Fairport definitely knows how to run this ball. They're fast. They're a very basketball build kind of team. They're not very big, but they're very tall and very fast.
3rd and 4, however, are the Skippers having to face as they send a man in motion left to right. It's going to be Lawson taking the snap, running away, and he gets sacked at the 25-yard line. It's Jacob Demian. A flag is thrown from the backfield, so we'll see where this penalty goes.
I almost thought that flag was an illusion for a minute.
It's going to be called against the Skippers, so Spider Miller will decline it to bring up a 4th down. How about Jacob Demian being shot out of like a cannon on that one as he just got to Brady Lawson, as that was a spark that this East Canton defense needed.
Yeah, if you're Fairport, you definitely have to make sure that East Canton isn't getting comfortable here. At the beginning of this game, they weren't very loose. Maybe it was the bus ride. Maybe it's the weather.
It does feel colder, I'll tell you what, since we're here in Lake County, not so far from one of the Great Lakes in Lake Erie. On a punt and away is Diego Dambolina. He boots it. A high short kick that is fair caught at the 40-yard line of the Hornets by James Stubblefield, as the East Canton offense will take over from there. So do we see more Dylan Anderson on this drive? Because clearly that was the one thing that the Hornets did really well in their last drive that got them their opening points of the ball game, was they just fed number 20 and pretty much just let him do the work along with his offensive line.
Well, you don't want to be a one-trick pony here. I mean, even in Madden, the computer can see that. So you definitely want to rely on people like Adrian Stevenson. You definitely want to rely on the tools of this team. Both are very small and both know how to do all positions.
1st and 10, 11:40 left to go in the first half. One receiver comes out wide left. In the pistol are the Hornets, led by McCroskey, as he will pitch it to Anderson, right side. Anderson with room 40, 45, 50. Dylan Anderson, 40. Makes a nice move, 35. Oh, this is actually Colby Schrader as he's tripped up at the 20-yard line. What a run from the junior 5'10", buck 60-pound running back, flipping field for the Hornets as they are right on the 20. And in our RG Drag Red Zone, Robert, learn, earn, and succeed.
I want to give Kobe Strader his props here. He knew how to read their defense as he was running. He stopped for a bit, just enough, and then went around there and got it as far as he could.
James Stubblefield out wide to the left. In the pistol again. McCroskey the give. It's Schrader again. Going towards the right side. And, oh, it was a read option the whole time. It was McCroskey who faked out everyone here at Riverside High School. Touchdown, Hornets. I'll tell you what. I saw a pile on the right side of the line, and I was thinking to myself, with these East Canton Hornets fans right down below us, why is everybody cheering? And then you look up, and McCroskey is by himself into the end zone for 6, and the Hornets have their first lead of the night.
This is a great game, honestly, especially the way it's going.
Here comes Cannon Pollard on to try the extra point. McCroskey, who doesn't even need to catch his breath, will hold. We do have a flag down.
Both 2 flags.
One on the side near the line of scrimmage and the other coming from the back judge of the
maybe
end
false
zone.
Start.
That's what it could be. But if this is against Fairport Harding, we could see the Hornets try to go for 2.
We saw something similar to this in the Garfield game where there were multiple flags on the field goal for an extra point.
Officials still discussing it at around the 13-yard line.
We'll go to some scores. Yeah.
I will say the winner of this game, Robert, before we get into any of the local scores, will face either the winner of Mogadore and East Palestine, the 3-6 game in Region 25. 21-0 Mogadore in front, 3:37 left in quarter number 1. So if things hold true, that could be a runaway game for the Wildcats at home. The official does come out, and they are indicating could be a too many men on the field call against Fairport Harding. The special teams unit still on the field. Real quick with some scores, Robert Coleman.
Maslin 21, Hoover 7, 3:11 in the first quarter, and end of the first quarter, Green 14, Fitch 7.
All right, and as a reminder, you can hear those games and more right here on the Q92 Sports Network as Owen McCroskey is now going to Spider Miller for a play call. We could see a 2-point try coming up for East Canton due to the fact that it's got moved up to about the 1 off the penalty. Matt Corrali, Robert Coleman with you. East Canton just cashing in for their first lead of the night, trying to take advantage of a skipper flag before the extra point, but they are lining up to try it again.
They could go for a fake out.
They could. It'll be a 19-yard extra point. We have multiple whistles now, pretty much from everybody. As we have a timeout called by East Canton, Spider Miller will burn his first. We'll take a quick break. 11:04 left to go in the first half. Will we see the Hornets try for 2? Find out after this. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Looking for a new opportunity? Mideast Trucking, family-owned and operated since 1973, is hiring. We're proud to serve the oil field, hauling rigs, and heavy equipment across the region. We're now hiring general laborers, equipment operators, and CDL Class A drivers. Stop by and apply in person at 831 West Nassau Street in East Canton, or message us on Facebook today. Join the Mideast Trucking family, where hard work drives success.
This is head coach Spider Miller from East Canton High School, home of the Hornets. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network.
If you're just joining us, East Canton calling a timeout, their first of the first half. A penalty on the Skippers on the extra point after a 20-yard read-option touchdown run from quarterback Owen McCroskey. We'll see the Hornets go for a 2-point try here.
Very interesting here, too. This is something you really don't see too much in high school, but you're now starting to see it with especially the way football's going these days.
Ball is spotted at the 1. They have a receiver out wide now coming up near the line. McCroskey in the pistol. Anderson the back. McCroskey will keep it right up the gut. He's in. 2-point try good. It is now a 15-7 Hornets lead. How about that, partner? I mean, the way that kind of all transpired. First, you had the big run courtesy of Colby Schrader getting his first touches of the night at running back. Then you have that 20-yard read option. This running game is really finding a groove. It's finding the holes along this offensive line by East Canton, by the big guys up front that are creating them. And these runners, man, they're just executing on them and, punching it in for 6.
Yeah, it's very short grass, too, so it's, in my opinion, it's a little bit easy to run, too, and the field's also very dry, even though we had a lot of rain today.
I'll tell you what, and especially with the fact that you could see, obviously these two teams don't roster many kids, but for East Canton in particular, they only dressed 23 players in last week's win against Lisbon. Some went down. Right tackle Javen Walton, he got carted off due to an injured right leg towards the end of the first half. Some guys played every down. And Cannon Pollard, he's about to kick off tonight, as he also is a receiver, a DB. You know how he gets through it? He just says, I just think of it as 6 seconds of havoc, and then we reset. It's a good way to look at it, especially in the terms of playing every down. That can really get you right in the mental side of things. So Pollard will have another 6 seconds of havoc right here as he is about to approach the football. 2 return and back deep for the Skippers. It's a high line drive kick taken at the 2, and it's touched there by number 12 for Fairport Harding in the form of Yomar Castellano, who returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown from 90 yards. It bounces into the end zone for a touchback, and boy, that could have been disaster for the Skippers if that were to be potentially staying at the 1, picked up by East Canton for a touchdown. That's about the last thing they need.
Yeah, I believe, too, with their coach, he said to watch out for the mistakes here and to make sure you're polishing out this team here. This is this team in untrodden ground here, and they're definitely learning.
So the Skippers will come out, 2 receivers out wide left. Their quarterback, Brady Lawson, in the shotgun with Abraham Castellano to his left hip. He makes an audible at the line as Lawson claps his hands and forces some movement. This is going to be offsides called against East Canton.
They're going to keep doing that. They're going to keep doing it!
You know,
That was Frank Gallagher called on the encroachment.
You know, reffing can always be a hard job.
Absolutely. 2 receivers left. Here's Lawson on the handoff into Castellano. That's Abraham Castellano to about the 30. Maybe about the 31. It'll be a gain of 6 if that's the yardage, and it will be. It's a 2nd down and 4 upcoming here for the Skippers.
It's going to be definitely interesting to see what they got to do here. They definitely got to go for their speed here. They definitely got to go for an outside throw here or an outside pass here to get it going for the Skippers.
I apologize. It's actually a 1st and 10 for Fairport Harding. 2 receivers out wide left. Lawson the give. Abraham Castellano, right sideline, won't get much. Out of bounds at around the 32. Gain of 2 on that one. As now the Skippers having a tough time trying to get their running game going here early, Robert. This is a team that, led by Abraham Castellano, in their Week 10 win, he ran for the whole year. I beg your pardon. 613 yards on the ground. And it looks as though that a East Canton flag for late hit out of bounds will move the ball up to the 48-yard line of the Skippers. So Fairport Harding gets a little bit of a break there. 1 receiver out wide left. It's Shane Greenwood. In the shotgun is Brady Lawson. The back is Abraham Castellano. Lawson, wide receiver screen, catch made. Yomar Castellano, 50, 45, and he's taken down at the 44-yard line. On the tackle there for the Hornets. Look to be number 53, A.J. Peppers.
That was definitely the best throw you could do there. He had 2 targets, and he went for the far one who was more open because the closest one got tackled immediately.
Yeah.
That could have been bad for the Skippers.
Down to the 43. It'll be a 2nd and 1 as 2 receivers are out wide left. Here's Lawson in the shotgun with Abraham Castellano to his right hip. The give, Castellano making a nice shifty move, and he's going to be tackled near the marker. Where are they going to spot it is the question. They're going to say he's tackled down right at the line of scrimmage. It's a 1st down to the 41-yard line of the Skippers with 9:43 and counting left to go in this first half.
If I was the Skippers, I would definitely let one sail just straight on down. This team has a lot of height, so this is almost like a basketball-style play and just see what happens. I know that's just kind of throwing it out there, but hey.
Well, Brady Lawson, just earlier, is now a 2,000-yard passer on the year. He only needed 3 to get it tonight as he will take a shot. Wide open, man. It's caught at around the 17-yard line by Shane Greenwood. He was left all alone. He had to twist his body in order to make the grab, so he'll be brought down there. But if that was a little more on the money, he could have walked in for a touchdown instead. They're in our RG Drag red zone, learn, earn, and succeed. Just what the doctor ordered for Fairport Harding.
Definitely, too, especially what I was saying there. That's the perfect example of it.
Twins left other receivers. Lawson, the give. Abraham Castellano, right side. He's tackled down at around the 16-yard line. At about the line of scrimmage, we'll wait for an official spot. But, again, this East Canton front has just swarmed to the backfield in terms of this running game, making it almost invisible in terms of the impact that the Skippers' running attack can have.
Yeah, it's definitely here. They're definitely going to have to push here for the Skippers.
2nd and 10. It's officially no gain on the play as they clap out of their huddle. One receiver wide left in Shane Greenwood and one to the right as well. Lawson in the shotgun. They send a man in motion behind him. Here's the give. Lawson will pitch it to Yomar Castellano, left side, 15, 10. Can he win the foot race? He's wrestled down at the 7. That looked to be a horse collar, and there's the flag.
A little bit of a fake out there, too, for the Skippers. The good thing is that even if they score for East Canton, they definitely have that it'd be a 1-point lead.
They might even go for 2 if they were to punch this in, as they are going to get the Hornets on a horse collar. East Canton fans not liking it.
A horse collar tackle can be definitely a tough one for a ref to call there. I didn't get to see all of it there, but I'm going to trust the ref.
1st and goal, ball spotted on the 4. 2 receivers out wide right. In the shotgun, Lawson. Abraham Castellano the back. Lawson claps his hands, looks to pass, throws a slant to the middle of the end zone, incomplete. He had Yomar Castellano in his chest, but good coverage there from number 10 for East Canton, Colby Schrader, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal from the 5.
Also a little bit of a coordination issue there too, definitely, but he did the best he could.
I beg your pardon, ball was spotted at the 4 as 8:43 is left in the first half. East Canton with an 8-point lead, trying to hold it. Lawson in the shotgun. Abraham Castellano to his right hip. 2 receivers out wide right. Takes the snap. They give it. Castellano. Oh, it's actually a jet touch sweep to Jan Castellano on the right side. It goes for naught. In all likelihood, that'll be no gain on the play. So now it's a 3rd and goal. You tried pretty much everything. You tried to throw a slant over the middle. You couldn't get it. Tried to do a jet touch pass. So do you try running it with your running back, the sophomore Abraham Castellano, or keep it yourself with Brady Lawson? What do you think?
I would just go for a straight run. That was a little bit of a weird one there. I'd just go for a straight run, and that should definitely work.
3rd and goal from the 4, approaching the 8-minute mark here in this first half, as these Canton fans are on their feet trying to propel their defense to a stop. Here's the snap. Lawson throws it. End zone. Incomplete. Another one off the chest thanks to tight East Canton coverage as Aiden Stevens was guarding Diego Dambolina like a glove. And now it's a 4th and goal here for the Skippers. I'll tell you what, if they were to be able to stop into a goal line stand, this East Canton section might explode, but they're going to try a field goal. It's a 21-yard try for Aman Abdimalikov. Snap good, hold down, kick on its way, and it is good. 7:50 left to go in this first half. The score, East Canton 15, Fairport Harding 10. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
7:50 left to go here in the second quarter. It's East Canton on top of Fairport Harding 15-10. The Skippers drive down the field thanks to a big pass of 30 yards from Brady Lawson to Shane Greenwood, but they couldn't get it in on a 3-goal-to-go situations and had to settle for a 21-yard field goal from Aman Yabdi Malikov to cut the deficit to 5. Matt Corrali, Robert Coleman with you as Abdi Malikov will tee it up for Fairport Harding. The last time they had a kickoff, they tried an onside squib timed a hybrid kick. We'll see if they just boot it here as he approaches the ball, and he will indeed try an onside kick to the right side. It's recovered by East Canton. Cannon Pollard on the hands team there to the 48-yard line, and this is something that the Skippers typically do, but in this situation, if you're giving East Canton these good field positions, do you kind of start thinking about abandoning that game plan?
Yeah, definitely too. You got to read the team here and see what's best against this team. This team, I'd say it could be a little bit worse there, but I'd say we're going to see how this goes.
7:49 left to go here in the second quarter. East Canton from their own 48-yard line. We'll have it here as we have a flag down in the backfield.
That's interesting. Maybe a false start.
Well, it looks as though it's going to be a call against the Skippers. Not quite sure what the penalty was, but regardless, that's going to move East Canton up. They're going to give a neutral zone infraction. It's a 5-yard penalty. Ball is spotted at the 47-yard line of the Skippers, so now East Canton didn't have to do a thing on their third drive of the game, and they're on plus side of the field.
Yeah, that play beforehand definitely turned out worse for the Skippers.
2 receivers out wide to the right. They're in the pistol again, are East Canton. McCroskey, the quarterback. Anderson's the back. He was a workhorse on their second drive as Anderson will give it again towards the right side, lowering the shoulder, 45. Dylan Anderson still moving the legs all the way down to about the 43-yard line. A great effort made there by the senior running back as he is just a real physical runner, Robert.
Yeah, as I said, he goes straight for that line, just tries to push through like he's covering butter.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 1 coming up for the Hornets. Ball was spotted on the 43-yard line of the Skippers. Glad you're with us for round 2 action of playoffs here at Ohio High School football. 2 receivers out wide left. In the pistol again are East Canton. It's a formation they love to run out of as McCroskey's in the shotgun, claps the hands, low snap at E. Carousen. McCroskey floats it, middle of the field, and double coverage, it's caught. It's Pollard 20, 15, down at the 10. Tackle made by Abraham Castellano, but Cannon Pollard, the Swiss Army knife for this Hornets team, coming up a little gingerly on offense, going to the sideline as he comes up big for his team on the nice touch pass from Owen McCroskey.
That was perfect. He even had a little bit of a fake out there too, the throw the ball, and that he was pretty much wide open except for the moment right when they caught him. And
they're in the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed. 1 receiver out wide each ways. Here's McCroskey. We'll pitch it to Anderson, right side 15. Makes a man miss. Cuts left 10. And Dylan Anderson, I beg your pardon, is down inside the 10. As that'll get some yardage back. Great job made there by Anderson, moving his way all the way to the 8. It'll be a gain of 3, as that could have been a loss of yardage for East Canton.
I'd definitely try to mix it up a little bit on this one. I wouldn't go straight for Anderson. You definitely don't want to make that your only target. You definitely want to try to confuse the defense.
2nd and 7, 1 receiver out wide right, and Aiden Stevens. In the pistol are the Hornets. McCroskey will take the snap. Fake it to Anderson. Throwing right side. It's caught by Stevens. He tried to reach for the pylon as far as he could. The only problem was he was out at the 2. And it's a pass play that goes for 6. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 2. Second straight drive where the Hornets have a situation where they can get a first down if they are tackled at the 1. But we'll see how they want to play it. So it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 2. Stevens out wide right. McCroskey in the pistol. We'll give it. Anderson left side with a hole and the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets.
Anderson was the perfect person to pass that to because you get it straight through the line and get it in for a touchdown.
Great job by the guys up front, paving him the way as he could practically celebrate his way in if he wanted to. But instead, he pushes straight on ahead. And with 5:41 left, East Canton on top, 21-10, with the extra point upcoming. To hold it is the quarterback McCroskey. To kick it, his wide receiver in Cannon Pollard. Takes the steps back, takes the 2 steps to the left, gives his quarterback a nod. He's ready to go. Snap good, hold down, kick on the way. Extra point is good. 5:41 left to go in this first half. It's East Canton 22 and Fairport Harding 10. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Looking for honest, reliable auto repair? Stuffed Automotive Systems in East Canton has you covered. This small family and locally owned shop specializes in diagnostics, air conditioning, brakes, and complete auto repair. Done right the first time. Check out their fresh new paint and graphics at 4100 Georgetown Street Northeast and see why locals trust them with their ride. Call 330-418-6394 or check out Stuffed Automotive Systems on Facebook.
Welcome back, everybody, to Riverside High School here in Painesville, not far from Lake Erie, for this Round 2 high school football playoff matchup between East Canton and Fairport Harding. Teeing it up here for East Canton is Cannon Pollard. Back deep for the Skippers looks to be Abraham Castellano along with Yomar Castellano. Two of the three brothers on this Skipper squad. Here's Pollard approaching the football, and the kick is away. Going towards the right. It is taken in over the shoulder at the goal line by Yomar Castellano. Cutting direction to his left, 15, making men miss. And he will be taken down at around the 19-yard line. A hard-earned return of 19 yards for Yomar Castellano. As the Skipper offense back out onto the field, all of a sudden in a 12-point hole. And, Robert, we were expecting a good game. Maybe not necessarily expecting one of these teams to get out in front by 12 here in this first half. There's a lot of game to be played left. But Fairport Harding has not really gotten anything going offensively, especially with their run game. They need to change that if they want to have a chance here to kind of keep this game interesting in the first half.
Yeah, they can't let East Canton get too comfortable here and too loose.
Two receivers out wide left. Here's quarterback Brady Lawson in the shotgun. He will give it to his running back, Abraham Castellano, 20. Brought down at around the 22-yard line. This run defense for East Canton continuing to shine. It's only a gain of 1, maybe 2. We'll wait for a spot, but it'll bring up a second down and 6. Or 8, excuse me. The scoreboard has said second down and 6. I'm like, wait a second. You got 4 on that one? But anyway, 5 minutes left to go and counting in this first half. Fairport Harding facing a 2nd and 8. 2 receivers left. Here's the snap. They go wide receiver screen. It's caught by Yomar Castellano. We got to go down low for it. Castellano stiff-arming a man out of bounds at around the 35. That goes for a pass play at 12. Maybe some extracurriculars between the two teams on the East Canton sideline, and they're going to mark him down at the 36-yard line. It'll be a pass play of 13. New set of downs. And Robert, I thought that ball was initially on the ground, but down there, that was a clean catch.
Yeah, down there, there's definitely a different view from what they have, and I'd say that. Yeah.
Twins left, trips right. Empty backfield for Brady Lawson. First time we've seen this formation as Lawson feeling pressure, shuffling left, throwing left sideline. Too high, intended for Shane Greenwood, incomplete. Cannon Pollard on the coverage. And we have a flag down, and it's going to be a hold against the Skippers. So that'll back him up 10. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line.
They definitely got to iron out these mistakes here. This is definitely going to cost the Skippers here. There's still a lot of game left to be played, but you got to watch out.
Definitely. It's those penalties that can kill teams, and especially in the playoffs. It's never about who's the best team. It's always about who is the hottest at the right time, who's playing their best football. And right now, so far in these early stages of this one, it's East Canton. 4:41 left to go in the half. Trips right. Lawson in an empty backfield. On a 1st and 20. Takes the snap. Gives it on a jet touch to Jan Castellano. Right side 25. Speedy Jan Castellano gets down to the 28. It'll just go for 2. Bring up a 2nd and 18 as you approach 4:30 and counting left to go. And this East Canton defense once again rising to the occasion.
You're definitely going to have to find a way to get past your defense if you're the Skippers. You're definitely going to have to try to do what you did in the very first milliseconds of this game and try to just push forward and use your speed and use your height.
You heard it in our coach's corner if you were with us during our pregame show, but for Skipper head coach in John Nagel, he said that going from grass to turf would have them at an advantage, but so far nothing really doing in terms of the run game. Here's Lawson on 2nd and 18, rolling right. He'll keep it himself, 35. Staying in bounds, 40, and there's the biggest run for the Skippers so far on the night, down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 6, maybe a 3rd and 7, depending on where they spot it, and it's going to be at the 41-yard line. Gain of 13 for Brady Lawson, and now things get interesting for the Skippers offense as they can run a set play that they don't really need to go a mile for and potentially keep this drive alive. 3rd and 7, 2 receivers out wide left. Lawson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, wide receiver screen again. This time it's swept away by Cannon Pollard. If he were to go for it, he might have picked that off. It was intended for Yomar Castellano. And if he were to get his mitts on it, boy, that could have been 6 for East Canton.
Definitely there, too, and he definitely had the open range here to just run for it.
So the Skippers will boot it away. Back deep for the Hornets is Aiden Stevens to return. And on the punt is Diego Dembolina. 3:39 left to go in the first half. As a reminder, fans, make sure to tune into our high school football halftime show with our own Jeff Mears at the Q92 News. We'll also have our highlights, analysis of this one, and a look around the scoreboard for round 2 action. Matt Corrali, Robert Coleman with you. Fairport Harding just took their first timeout, as this is going to be a really interesting decision. You have a 3rd down and 7, or a 4th and 7, excuse me, as you probably have to boot it away, right? I mean, you can catch this East Canton offense or defense, on your toes with a fake, but that would be really dangerous, especially with the fact that you are still in your side of the field.
East Canton is very short, but they're definitely very capable. I would probably just boot away. You got a lot of time left in this game. Anything could happen.
Yeah, appreciate all you joining us here on Q92 Sports Network for another night of high school football. These two teams having unbelievable seasons. East Canton at 9-2, Fairport Harding at 10-0. It's their first unbeaten season in the regular year in program history. This game was so big they couldn't fit it at their stadium. They had to come 15 minutes away to Riverside to play this. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Lawson in the shotgun takes the snap. Immediate pressure, trying to dance away. He steps up and runs, and Lawson will be taken down at the 44, and he's going to be short by 2 yards. It's a turnover on downs.
He kind of read that a little wrong. I wouldn't have went for that play if I was the Skippers head coach. That wasn't the best thing there, but that could have gone out a little better.
So both teams now with 2 timeouts. East Canton is going to set up shop on the Skippers 44. And if they can get one more touchdown in before the break, what do you think that's going to do for their momentum? My gosh.
The game's pretty much going to be a changer there.
This could very well, it's been in the tide of East Canton for about all quarter and a good chunk of this first quarter, but boy, that could be damaging as this one, a wide out screen caught by number 11 to the left side of the form of James Stubblefield on 1st and 10. He's down at the 44. They're going to get no gain on that one. 2nd down and 10. Nice job there from the Skippers defense reading that. Stubblefield coming into tonight on the year, 330 yards and 5 touchdowns receiving-wise, as when the Hornets decide to let it loose, they have weapons out wide. 2nd down and 10, 2:57 and counting left to go here in the second quarter. One receiver out wide left in the form of Stubblefield, 2 to the right. Here's McCroskey back to pass. Deep drop, good pocket. Now he has to dance. Rolling right, throwing on the run, right side, caught. Stubblefield, 35. And he's down at the 31-yard line. It's going to be close, and it's going to be a first down. The improvisation from Owen McCroskey, the reach from James Stubblefield helps keep this East Canton drive alive with 2:41 left to go.
He held on to the ball for just a little bit too long, but he definitely improv that. It was definitely a traditional Mac play, like I say all the time, Stephen Fry play.
Ball spotted on the 30 of the Skippers. One receiver out wide left in Stubblefield. McCroskey in the shotgun, Anderson the back in the pistol. McCroskey pitches it. Anderson, right side, 30. Down the sideline, 25. Makes a man miss, down to the 23. Nice job made there by Dylan Anderson. Getting a good positive chunk yardage as we approach 2 minutes here in this first half.
I'm thinking they're probably going to go straight into the shotgun here again if you're East Canton.
Yeah, they've been going into pistol.
Pistol.
All night long.
Wrong firearm.
Two receivers left and right. They are in the pistol again. McCroskey shotgun, Anderson the back. They're sending Pollard in motion right to left. East Canton going left to right. Fake the handoff. McCroskey throwing right sideline, complete at the 15-yard line. It's Aiden Stevens. It's another first down. The Hornets in our RG Drag red zone again. Learn, earn, and succeed. And this is, you could put it up there, Robert, so far, the most complete half of football that we've seen from a team all season.
I mean, there's some bowl games that don't have a score like this or something that's this exciting. So, I mean, everybody at home definitely tuned in for a good one.
Ball spotted on the 15. Aiden Stevens lined up wide to the right. Trips left, but they're bunched next to the line. In the pistol again. Here's McCroskey taking the snap. Rolling left. McCroskey looking for a man. He'll fling it. Left corner of the end zone. Incomplete. He had Cannon Pollard in the back left corner of the end zone. It was just a little overthrown, and that'll bring up second down and 10.
They had a good defense here for the Skippers. You're definitely going to have to repeat that here. They had three guys in the back there. I'd do that again here and just see what happens.
We've seen McCroskey hit him some throws, and we've seen McCroskey kind of overshoot him a little bit, but it's nothing really to be concerned about if you're East Canton, especially with the fact that you have a running game that's been dominating so far in this first half. They come out two backs to the left and right to hit with McCroskey. One receiver left, two right. McCroskey takes the snap and throwing. Over the middle, complete towards the right side. Now at the 10, it's James Stubblefield down at the 10. It's going to be a pass play of 5. Coordinators next to us are saying go, go, go. As we approach a minute 09 left to go, each team with 2 timeouts. McCroskey coming out of the huddle. We might see some tempo here, some sense of urgency from East Canton, and we are as they come out of the huddle. Twins left and right. In the pistol again. McCroskey in the shotgun. 55 seconds and counting left in this first half. They give it to Anderson right up the gut, diving past the 10 to about the 8. He's not going to be short, so Spider Miller will burn his second timeout, and he will have a 4th and 3 upcoming here for his offense. We'll bring it back to the booth. Matt Corrali, Robert Coleman with you here at Riverside High School in Paynesville, here in Lake County. And Robert, what are you thinking that Spider Miller is going to call up here on this 4th and 3?
He may try to just go for a straight run for it. They have a small amount of to gain here to just move the chains and get in for a touchdown. It's going to be interesting to see what they go here for, but I'm going to say probably just a straight-up run.
It is officially being ruled as a 4th and 4 on the 8-yard line as...
Yeah, they're probably going to go for a straight-up run here. I don't think they have enough territory for what their passing game typically is for East Canton.
I will say, though, Owen McCroskey and his receivers have been wonderful in the form of short yardage situations. This is one of them. But Spider Miller definitely has a lot of weapons he can use as this Fairport Harding defense trying to come through and get a stop to keep this score at bay coming into halftime.
This East Canton team is very versatile.
Aiden Stevens, the only receiver, and he's out wide to the right. In the pistol again. McCroskey claps his hands. Nothing doing from the Harding defense. They might try to draw him off sides, and they will, and a final timeout called by Spider Miller will force East Canton to probably kick the field goal and go up 15 before the break.
Definitely here too. I mean, this has definitely been a little bit interesting here to see him use this many timeouts. But hey, if you got it, you might as well use it.
Yeah, and they just used that to his advantage. He was able to call that timeout before, try and get the Skipper's defense to jump. It didn't end up happening. He can afford to burn that last time out, and with 50 seconds left to go in this first half,
at the half,
he'll probably be able to kick this field goal going up 15.
At the half, McKinley 7, Medina 0.
Low-scoring affair. You can catch that one with Ryan Keller and the former coach of the McKinley Bulldogs just last year, Antonio Hall, on the call on the YouTube stream. So East Canton coming out, along with the Fairport Harding defense. They are going to try the field goal.
You might as well go for the safe option here. But who knows? It could be going for a fake out.
It'd be interesting to see as Fairport Harding would try and ice him in the form of Canton Pollard. They do have 2 timeouts. This will be a 25-yard field goal try for Pollard. 1 for 1 so far on the night. Snap good, hold down. Pollard's kick is up. A little bit of a wobbler, but it is good. Just got inside that left upright. And with that, we'll take a break. 46 seconds left to go here in the first half. East Canton on top, 25-10. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Serving the East Canton and surrounding communities for over 30 years, the Foltz Community Center is happy to serve as a community partner to the East Canton schools and provide spaces for many organizations to come together. In East Canton on Wood Street North, call 330-488-6500 and ask the Foltz Community Center for a tour of their rooms to accommodate your event today. Celebrate life's moments with the Foltz Community Center. That number again is 330-488-6500.
This is head coach Spider Miller from East Canton High School, home of the Hornets. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
46 seconds remain here in this first half of play. East Canton 25, Fairport Harding 10 from Riverside High School in Painesville. Matt Corrali and Robert Coleman with you as Cannon Pollard will tee it up. Back deep for the Skippers in this Abraham Castellano along with Yomar Castellano.
I don't know how true it is, but apparently this is the Skippers' first playoff game in their whole school history.
First appearance, or should I say first 10-0 season from a
too.
program history, as that was touched out of bounds to the 14. As flags come in, they're going to say that because of that, he's going to be ruled a kick out of bounds. I'm not so sure about that one because of the fact that it was touched while the ball was in the field of play, but the ball never went out.
Well, I heard from Antonio Hall on Sam Berkland's show. A lot of the coaches, before the game, they all like to talk to the refs. They say, hey, if you see these kind of calls, I saw this in the last game, make sure you're calling these things out. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say. Every game's different. Every game has different refs, too.
Yeah. And as a reminder, you can listen to the Sam Berkland show every day from 3 to 6 on AM 1310 WDPN. As what can the Skipper offense do? 45 seconds left. Here comes the blitz. He'll throw it deep down the middle of the field. It's caught at the 48-yard line by Diego Dambolino. What a ball from Brady Lawson. Under duress, he managed to step up and make a big-time throw. As one of the Hornets now coming up gingerly, but he is back on his feet. That was number 10 in Colby Schrader. 40 seconds remain. Timeout called by the Skippers. And as a reminder, that timeout and all timeouts are brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. One of the Skippers is being tended to near the huddle. Can't quite get a number on who it is, but we'll update as soon as we find out for you. But 40 seconds left. The ball is spotted now on the 47-yard line of East Canton. A touchdown here from the Skippers. Would make things very interesting if they can manage to score with 1 timeout left and 40 seconds left to go.
The Skippers also won their league this year, too, which is definitely a first for them, too, and it's definitely amazing for this team.
Trying to keep this unbelievable season alive. Trips left, 2 to the right, but they do have some work to do as Lawson's in the shotgun, throwing it off the hands of Abraham Castellano, incomplete on a wide-out screen. We do have a flag down in the backfield, so hold everything. They're going to get East Canton for a roughing the passer. First roughing the passer penalty that we've seen tonight. And where will this put the Skippers? That's going to put them, Robert, all the way to the 32. 36 seconds still on the clock. Skippers have plenty of time. We might see some plays towards the sideline in terms of what they can be able to do here for clock management and just trying to save as much precious seconds as they can. There's been a little bit of a miscommunication in terms of what the play was. They're clapping out of the huddle and running about 25 yards to the ball. There's 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, 1, 0, and there's a timeout called by Fairport Harding. Well, I don't know what could have happened, but there had to be some sort of mishap, and now the Skippers have no timeouts. They do have a full set of downs, and on the East Canton 32 with 36 seconds left. So this can make for a real interesting situation as to what can happen here in the next 36 seconds of gameplay.
That was definitely a teeth grinder there. You definitely got to watch out there if you're the Skippers there, because that could definitely turn bad.
Keeping tabs on the game where the winner of this one will play the winner of this matchup between Mogadore and East Palestine. It is still 21-0. Mogadore in front as these Wildcats, who are 9-1, looking to keep their season alive. 36 seconds remain. 1st and 10 for the Skippers on the Hornet 32. 2 receivers left and right. Daly in the shotgun, or Lawson, I beg your pardon, in shotgun. Takes a snap. Looking left. Will throw it left. And it is a little short, incomplete. Intended for Diego Dambolina at the 25-yard line. He had to come forward and dive for it, but he couldn't hang on. It's a 2nd and 10. That takes 4 seconds off the clock. 32 seconds now left in the first half.
What the Skippers definitely need to do here, they need to iron this out. If I was them, I would pretty much try for a straight throw here, see what happens.
I mean, you got to go to the sideline, right?
Yeah, I'd go for more of like a sideline throw here, like an outside
Save
throw.
some clock.
I mean, at this point, it's only 32 seconds left in the half. I don't know if you want to do that.
Well, it is a 2nd and 10. Trips left, 2 to the right. Lawson in the shotgun. Empty backfield. Rolling right. Pats the ball. Throws it sideline. Catch made by Shane Greenwood along the right sideline to about the 24. That catch would have been good on Sundays. Got 2 feet in. It'll be a pass play that goes for 8 and will bring up now a 3rd and 2. So now things get interesting because in reality, you could give the ball to Abraham Castellano, the sophomore running back, get a first down, spike the clock, and get a new set. So we'll see what happens here. Twins left, 2 to the right. It's Lawson in the shotgun. He'll throw it. Back to pass. Wide receiver screen complete. Oh, he stays in bounds, however, at the 22. That's Yomar Castellano. They're going to have to spike it as the game clock isn't rolling as of now. And as now it rolls 18-17. Twins left and right. Lawson lets it float for the left side. Picked off! It's intercepted by Aiden Stevens. Stevens to the 17-yard line. Ends all hope for a score from Fairport Harding, as that is a big-time first interception for East Canton.
That was the perfect throw. It was the perfect throw to the wrong team.
Yeah, it was right into the hands of Aiden Stevens. 8 seconds remain on the game clock. The Hornets, in all likelihood, will kneel it and bring this first half to a close. Ball was spotted on the 18-yard line. As you couldn't have asked for a better half of football after that opening kickoff return for a touchdown by Yomar Castellano from 90 yards out. It's been all Hornets to this point. McCroskey in the shotgun will take a knee, and that will bring the first half to a close, much to the delight to these East Canton fans. Hornets on top 25-10. We'll take a break. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
Winter's coming, and your garage is still a mountain of "I'll deal with it later." This year, clear the clutter and make room for what matters, like your car. Partner with your neighbors and rent a dumpster from DL Supply in East Canton. Affordable, convenient, and perfect for your winter cleanup. Call 330-956-4017 or stop by 322 West Nassau Street today. DL Supply, helping you dig out before the snow moves in. That's DL Supply, where cleanup meets convenience.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome in, everybody, to the High School Football Halftime Show on the Q92 Sports Network. It's now time to send things back to our studio in Alliance with our own Jeff Mears and the Q92 News. Jeff.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. As the federal government shutdown continues, Northeast Ohio airports are keeping a close watch on possible flight impacts. The FAA is reducing air traffic by up to 10% at 40 major airports today because of staffing shortages, but Akron Canton and Cleveland Hopkins are not on the preliminary list. The Beacon Journal reports officials at both airports say travelers could still see delays because of disruptions at other hubs and are urging passengers to check with their airlines before heading to the airport. The FAA says the cuts are intended to relieve fatigue among air traffic controllers working without pay during the shutdown. Meanwhile, Governor Mike DeWine says Ohio is moving ahead with a $25 million plan to help families affected by the shutdown and the suspension of SNAP food benefits. The state is sending $7 million to regional food banks, including $887,000 for the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank and another $18 million in emergency payments to more than 63,000 low-income Ohioans through the Ohio Works First program. DeWine also announced $10.3 million in federal funding to keep WIC benefits available for mothers and children into December. The Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that occurred Thursday night on Route 62 at Beach Street in Nimishillen Township. Troopers say just before 6 p.m., 36-year-old Joshua Kimbrell of Arkansas was driving a pickup truck and failed to yield at a stop sign, pulling into the path of a car driven by 25-year-old David Foster of Alliance. The vehicle struck the truck's driver's side. Kimbrell suffered minor injuries. Foster, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was seriously injured and flown to Akron General Medical Center. The roadway was closed for about 2 hours. A motorcyclist has died after a crash in Tuscarawas County. The Highway Patrol says 47-year-old Michael McHale of Mineral City was northbound on County Road 66 in Union Township Wednesday night when his motorcycle struck a tree that had fallen across the road. The bike overturned and went off the right side. McHale was flown to Akron General Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. The patrol says he was wearing a helmet. The crash remains under investigation. Mentalis reported strong third-quarter results with net sales of $305.9 million and net income of $8.1 million, up from $3.7 million in the previous quarter. Adjusted earnings rose to $12 million, and earnings improved to $29 million, driven by strong aerospace and defense shipments. The Canton-based steelmaker generated $22 million in operating cash flow, ended the quarter with $191 million in cash, and repurchased $3 million in stock. Mentalis expects fourth-quarter results to dip due to normal year-end maintenance, but says new defense contracts position it well for 2026. An Alliance man is facing charges after police say he assaulted several people and threatened his brother with a gun. 37-year-old Jesse Knowling allegedly punched his live-in girlfriend in the face Wednesday morning at their North Webb Avenue home while holding a firearm and pushed his brother's girlfriend to the ground, causing injuries. Knowling also is accused of pointing a gun at his brother and trying to chamber a round before fleeing. He's charged with domestic violence, assault, aggravated menacing, and having a weapon under disability. Knowling has a burglary conviction from 2006. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
A judge has stepped aside from the case of a Sebring police officer accused of domestic violence. Mahoning County Judge Joe Schiavone recused himself from the case of 25-year-old Dylan Vesey, who is charged with a misdemeanor count of domestic violence. The case has been transferred from Sebring to Mahoning County Court in Boardman for a pretrial hearing. Deputies were called to a home at West Indiana Avenue and North 16th Street on Halloween for the reported incident. Vesey has been a full-time patrolman since last month after serving part-time with the department for about a year. Two more men have been arrested in connection with the 2021 shooting death of 20-year-old Bryson Douglas in East Liverpool. The U.S. Marshals Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force took 29-year-old Curtis Holland and 25-year-old Travis Kidder of East Liverpool into custody Thursday after a Columbiana County grand jury indicted them on murder and aggravated murder charges. Douglas was found shot to death on a front porch on Pennsylvania Avenue in July of 2021. The other suspects, Elvin and Alan Tisdale, have already been convicted in the case. Authorities say Douglas was not the intended target of the shooting. A Warren man has been sentenced to up to 15 years in prison for sex crimes involving a family member. 50-year-old Daniel Ortiz Torres received a sentence of 10 to 15 years Thursday in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court after pleading guilty in September to rape and gross sexual imposition. The abuse occurred multiple times between 2015 and 2022 in Youngstown and Warren. The sentence was recommended by both sides and approved by Judge Anthony D'Onofrio. Ortiz Torres was given credit for 452 days already served. Mahoning County commissioners are raising new concerns about the owners of the Southern Park Mall after security guards walked off the job this week. WKBN-TV reports the mall's concourses were locked for several hours Monday after guards reportedly weren't paid. Thursday, Commissioner Carol Reggetti called the owners not good stewards for the county or Boardman Township. The mall's owner, Coan Retail Investments, still owes more than $1 million in property taxes and fees over the past year. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, mostly cloudy skies, a chance of showers with a low near 39. A mix of sun and clouds Saturday with a high reaching 54. Saturday night, rain likely, otherwise mostly cloudy, a low around 41. The threat of rain carries over into Sunday, a high near 49. Monday, snow likely, mostly cloudy with a high of 36. For Q92 News, I'm Jeff Mears.
All right, Jeff, well, thank you very much. When we come back, we will give a look around the area scoreboard for round 2 playoff action. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Looking for a new opportunity? Mideast Trucking, family-owned and operated since 1973, is hiring. We're proud to serve the oil field, hauling rigs, and heavy equipment across the region. We're now hiring general laborers, equipment operators, and CDL Class A drivers. Stop by and apply in person at 831 West Nassau Street in East Canton, or message us on Facebook today. Join the Mideast Trucking family, where hard work drives success. That's Mideast Trucking in East Canton.
Looking for honest, reliable auto repair? Stuffed Automotive Systems in East Canton has you covered. This small family and locally owned shop specializes in diagnostics, air conditioning, brakes, and complete auto repair, done right the first time. Check out their fresh new paint and graphics at 4100 Georgetown Street Northeast and see why locals trust them with their ride. Call 330-418-6394 or check out Stuffed Automotive Systems on Facebook.
All right, welcome back, everybody. High school football halftime show here from Riverside High School, the home of the Beavers, as it's now time to dive into our area scoreboard. Let's start with the game that the winner of could be the winner. Well, it will meet the winner of this matchup, as Mogador absolutely dominant in the first half. They are up 54-0 at the break. Connor Leonard, 8 carries, 242 yards, and 4 touchdowns, as the Wildcats are well on their way to hosting the winner of these. Well, I should say, if East Canton holds, that game will be in Mogador. If Fairport Harding were to come back, Robert, then they would be playing here for Wildcats and Skippers.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting game. I'm definitely going to be interested to see who does that. Mogador is a great town. It's going to be a great place to host the game.
Let's take a look at some games that are airing across the Q92 Sports Network. In our FM game of the week, Massillon on top of Hoover 49-7, a Tigers blocked punt, and a touchdown pass with 20 seconds late in the half have them up by 42.
Everybody in North Canton was excited for this game. I work in North Canton, and I saw the T-shirts today, so that's definitely going to be a disappointment for Hoover.
Halftime in Menor, and it's all Cardinals. They are also on their way to taking it over Jackson in the form of a 52-6 halftime lead. Cardinals over Polar Bears. Halftime between Green and Fitch, that's a tight one. Bulldogs on top, 17-14 on the road, and Tyson Hunke and company will receive the second half kickoff. Also around the area, halftime between Hudson and Lake, the Explorers on top 14-3 on the road. Could be interesting to watch out for there. West Branch on top of Norton by a 28-14 score, as that one's at the break as well.
West Branch is an amazing team. They're having an amazing year, and they're definitely got players that are going to D1 FBS colleges, so they know how to win.
McKinley on top of Medina, 7-0 at the half. The Bulldog defense just holding Medina to just 30 yards of offense, as that are the area high school football scores. We'll take another break, and when we return, it's the highlights of the first half and our analysis, and then kickoff of half number 2. You're listening to High School Football Halftime Show on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshon Auto Group.
Serving the East Canton and surrounding communities for over 30 years, the Foltz Community Center is happy to serve as a community partner to the East Canton schools and provide spaces for many organizations to come together. In East Canton on Wood Street North, call 330-488-6500 and ask the Foltz Community Center for a tour of their rooms to accommodate your event today. Celebrate life's moments with the Foltz Community Center. That number again is 330-488-6500.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshon Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back to the high school football halftime show, everybody. Matt Corrali with you alongside Robert Coleman. Before we give our thoughts on this one, let's take a listen to the first half highlights that you may have missed in the first 24 minutes of play.
Gets a block 50. Yomar Castellano down the left sideline 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Skippers on the opening kickoff. Give it to Anderson up the gut, lowers the shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown Hornets. Going towards the right side, and it was a read option the whole time. It was McCroskey who faked out everyone here at Riverside High School. Touchdown Hornets. Anderson left side with a hole in the end zone. Touchdown Hornets.
Anderson.
Wow, pretty eventful, huh? 25-10 our score through the first half. As well, Robert, this is a game that even though it's a 15-point lead, it may feel bigger because of the fact that the Hornets have just totally dominated throughout this first half. But if the Skippers were to stop them on their opening drive, get a touchdown of their own, and get the extra point, it's a one-possession game all over again.
Yeah, this is still a very close game. This could still be anybody's here. It all depends here. They're going to have to make sure that East Canton isn't getting comfortable, and they could come back to take this game.
What do you think has worked so well for East Canton? Because this is definitely not just like a one-sided affair. This has been a total team effort through the first half of action.
The team definitely knows how to push the ball. Dylan Anderson's amazing. Heck, he just goes straight for a freaking defensive line and just pushes through like he's covered in butter.
Yeah.
I mean, give him a couple bucks and he'll be the Thanksgiving turkey for everybody in East Canton this holiday season.
And for Fairport Harding, what do you think needs to change in order for them to kind of get back into this one?
Make sure, as I said, make sure East Cannon's not getting comfortable. Make sure you're using your speed. Make sure they even have like some good passing abilities too. They got to make sure they're up there. They got a lot of height to them too. I saw them jumping for a lot of these high passes here, and they caught one of them. I think two of them got loose.
Something that has been really apparent, Robert, has been the run game of Fairport Harding. Something that has been successful. It just hasn't clicked so far here tonight. They try to give it a lot to Abraham Castellano, but he just hasn't been able to get away from this East Canton run defense that has just swallowed them up all night long so far.
Yeah, definitely here too. East Cannon's run game has definitely been a lot better too. Their defense needs to get a little bit better too. They definitely need to read them a little bit better. East Canton really hasn't been mixing it up too much. I'll give you that as a little bit of a critique.
And this game definitely is not over, just a 15-point game. It's just the fact that East Canton has really come out swinging all night, as the lone touchdown for the Skippers, as you heard earlier, came from a 90-yard kickoff return touchdown from Yomar Castellano. Winner of this will, in all likelihood, get Mogador. If East Canton were to hang on to this lead they have, they will head to Wildcat Country and face Mogador. And for Fairport Harding, if they were to come back in this one, then they will welcome in the Wildcats. Maybe to Riverside High School, maybe somewhere else closer, but we got to give these people here at Riverside props, because if you weren't aware or weren't with us during all first half, this game was supposed to be played at Fairport Harding High. 10-0 are the Skippers, first time in program history, but due to the fact that there is a smaller stadium that the Skippers play in, there were concerns over, could everyone be into the stadium? Could everyone be able to park? Riverside High School say, you know what, we'll host this one. And a lot of people think it's easy for someone to just be like, yeah, we got it. But you need a whole volunteers. You need AD to go through. You need everything needs to be clicking. You need everyone to kind of step up and be like, yeah, I'll be able to work this Friday night for this game to be played, as Riverside has been great hosts so far. And we very much appreciate it, not just for us, but for the ability to have this game be played and for these communities, and most importantly for these kids.
Yeah, it's a great stadium. It kind of reminds me of Central Catholic Stadium. If we were there earlier this year. It's definitely been untrodden territory here for Fairport. I kind of was a little bit wrong by saying they've never been in the playoffs before. They just haven't been in the playoffs in a very, very long time, to say the least. So this is pretty much untrodden territory. They've had a weird season. You don't see many coaches resign actually from the first game of the season.
That's right.
So this has definitely been a weird one, but they definitely turned it around. And apparently this is one of their best seasons in over like 20 years. They pretty much, like the past couple seasons too, they were lucky to win maybe just a few games.
Yeah, and it's not just this coaching change that the Skippers have had to go through in recent years. As a matter of fact, it goes back since 2022. That's when head coach Tim Glodowski resigned during the season, replaced by Dominic Sherwood. He worked up until 2024 when the team went 5-5. Then earlier this season, the team hired Marcus Jones. He resigned without explanation after the team's opening win against Cambridge Springs out of Pennsylvania, 28-22. And then the replacement, John Nagel, hired from within, and he has coached these Skippers to a 9-0 record in his tenure, as now they come in 10-0 and trying to save their season in the second half, down 15.
I'll give you one thing. Despite where this game goes for the rest of this half, he's definitely not going to be an intern anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of what, we were talking about this before the broadcast, the fact that we kind of saw this in the college ranks not too far from here in Kent State in the form of Mark Carney. Just one win for the Golden Flashes over the last 2 years under Kenny Burns. They decided to promote Carney to the interim head coaching job. He gets 3 wins, including most recently, as of before last week.
OU, I believe.
It was against Bowling Green.
Oh, no, Bowling Green.
Head coach Eddie George, and he was able to get them to that 3rd win. And the athletic director there, Randall Richmond, decided to promote him to full-time head coach. Really cool story here in the area in football.
Yeah, definitely here too. It's about the closest thing you would get to it. This is definitely going to be a great team here, even going into the future. I even heard the players debating it on the field, too, so even they know.
Yeah, and especially with the fact, hey, you know what's coming up on Tuesday? It's the Wagon Wheel game. Kent State against Akron, as those two teams are going to square off Tuesday night at InfoCision Stadium, as both of those teams have been able to muster a couple of wins together after struggling for the first time in a while.
Do you know where they keep the Wagon Wheel at?
Isn't it in, like, the winning locker room?
No, I heard they kept it in a Raising Cane.
Stop.
I'm not joking.
They do not. I'll have to look this up. By the way, we do understand Cavaliers are playing tonight. NBA Cup action on the road. Up 98-72 on the Wizards on the road. That's pretty much all said and done. So you said a Raising Canes is where they keep it?
Yeah, it's what I believe. It's in a Raising Canes on the wall.
On the wall? I'm not sure. Where did you hear that? That is insane. They kept it in Akron?
I think it's like between like maybe 2 of them, but I mean, you could. I believe it.
Where, like you're talking about the Wagon Wheel Trophy.
Everybody knows the story to the Wagon Wheel about it getting stuck in the mud.
That's right.
Now it's just getting stuck in chicken.
Apparently, this is something I've never heard of this, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. I thought, yeah, the winning team holds a trophy for the next year until the next game determines who will possess it.
This has been
because you keep it in your locker room or in your facility.
keep it in
for
your
the year.
Keep it in your Raising Cane.
No, what?
But
there's no way that's real.
But this has been an amazing game. Too, also for the coaching change when the head coach left after the first game this year for Fairport. They only really changed one other coach on the thing. I think they brought in another assistant coach to fill the role that their current head coach
Joe Moorhead, Akron?
No, John Nagel. For Fairport.
Gotcha.
Just to fill his position. Now, Joe Moorhead, heck, maybe he'll get fired from Akron. Who knows?
Yeah, he's got some wins together. He was dancing in the locker room. By the way, let's get back to high school.
Yeah.
Third quarter, a couple games are in the second half now. We're just about to get set to go into the second half. Lake ended up getting a safety on Hudson. That's a 14-5 game, and Medina scored, so that game is all even at 7. We're going to step aside 10 seconds before the start of this second half.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
So East Canton is going to get the ball back after winning the opening kickoff. They deferred. So the Hornets will have the opportunity offensively to put some even more points up on the scoreboard as we are about to begin quarter number 3. Ahmad Abdi Malikov puts the ball on the tee. They have gone 2 onside to start. Will we see it coming out of the second half? Abdi Malikov approaches the ball. It's a straight kick, a little short towards the right side. It's taken in at the 28-yard line by Aiden Stevens, who was on the line. Stevens breaks a tackle, going to his right. Stevens trying to move his legs, but he's wrapped up at around the 37-yard line by Jan Castellano. It'll be a return of about 15 or so yards, so decent field position to start for East Canton coming out of the break.
He could have pushed that a little bit further, in my opinion. He could have made it maybe push a little bit more towards the sidelines, and he could have maybe got a little bit more gas, and it could have gone that a little farther.
It's the question of the second half. Can the Fairport Harding defense rise up to another level, get a stop or 2, or will East Canton continue to light up the scoreboard and essentially put the game away? First handoff to Anderson as he was stopped there by a couple of skippers along the line that looked to be number 5 in Diego Dambolina, along with number 50 Trey Vaughn. First time we said his name into the microphone. It'll go for about no gain on the play. It's to be second down and 10 on the 37.
The defense is definitely going to be. I'd get a few guys in the backfield that might work a little bit here for the Skippers a little bit better, and let's see what they do.
One receiver out wide right. It's Stevens on a 2nd and 10, 3 to the left. They're all bunched near the line. In the pistol is McCroskey. He takes the snap, rolls left. McCroskey with a man from behind him, looking, throwing sideline. It goes to the Skippers bench, incomplete. Good job on the rush there by number 51 of Fairport Harding in the form of Cale Milliman. And quickly for East Canton, they are facing a 3rd and 10. One run, no yards, one pass, out of bounds.
They're almost a little bit behind the chains on this too, just almost, but they're inside it.
Still on the line of scrimmage, the original one that is, but they need to get 10 yards here to keep the first possession of the second half alive. Hornets clap out of the huddle, and they rush to the line. 2 receivers left and right. 2 backs are to the hips of McCroskey as he takes a snap, 3-step drop. Looking long, over the middle of the field. He's got a man, overthrows Aiden Stevens, incomplete. Had a step on number 11, the defensive back Shane Greenwood. But we've seen that a couple times from McCroskey where he's just put too much pepper on throws, and it's an overshot. And now, for the first time tonight, Robert, the East Canton punting unit is out on the field. Jaron Cope on to boot it away, back deep, 2 return men for the Skippers, and Jan Castellano to the left and Yomar Castellano to the right. East Canton punting this ball left to right. Cope awaiting the ball. He catches it on the snap and boots it away. It's a little bit short, going towards the 40. It takes a couple of bounces and will go out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. It was right in front of Jan Castellano, but managed to back up and avoid it. So we get our answer. Fairport Harding gets a 3 and out of East Canton. So now the question is, can the offense help them out, play a little complimentary football, get a touchdown going, and get this back to a one-possession game?
That's the question here. It's all going to depend here, especially on these next coming snaps of the ball.
Offense hasn't scored yet, a touchdown that is. Lone score for the Skippers came on a 90-yard kickoff return on the opening kick from Yomar Castellano. On the first play, they give it on a run. Changing field, it's Aiden Stevens with room Stevens. Or I beg your pardon, this is Abraham Castellano past the 40 to about the 41-yard line. And that is a hard-earned run of 9, changing field, kind of like Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl.
A little bit there, too. A little bit of a stutter step, too, to read East Canton's defense and try to get around them.
Nice job on the elusiveness name there by Castellano. His longest run of the night. It goes for 9 yards, 2nd and 1. One receiver out wide left in the form of Shane Greenwood. Here is Brady Lawson in the shotgun with 3 receivers wide right. He takes the snap, rolls right. Lawson on the run, throws, incomplete. Overthrows his man in Jan Castellano, who was open on the right sideline. It'll be a 3rd and 1 with 10:06 left to go in the third.
They're definitely going to have to try to get something going here. If you're the Skippers, you're definitely going to have to make sure you're loose. You're going to have to capture that lightning you had in like pretty much the first milliseconds of this game. If they can do that, then they can score in this drive.
McKinley back on top, 2:22 left in the third. 1-yard touchdown run for Shad Davis. Bulldogs on top of the Bees, 14-7. 3rd and 1. Lawson in the shotgun. We'll hand it off. It's going to be Castellano, and he's going to be close to that first down marker, but they're going to say he's a half yard short. Making the tackle was number 58, Chase Godfrey. The lineman listed at 6'2", 190 pounds. It'll be 4th and inches, or excuse me, just a 4th and 1 coming up for the Skippers, and the offense is staying on the field on their own side of the field.
If I'm the Skippers, I would definitely try to throw one deep in the... I forgot it's 4th down here. But
it's a 4th and 1. As here comes the Skippers. One receiver left, trips right in the pistol. They're going to try a run with Lawson, the quarterback, going to his right. Lawson reaches for it. I believe he got it with that reach at around the 42. And they are going to hold off the chain gang for a quick second. But the other line judge says that it's a first down.
I would agree.
That looks like it from the naked eye. And what happens here? Another official said that he's short. No, it's a penalty flag. It's going to be holding against Fairport Harding. So now they're going to have to punt. A back-breaking flag there for the Skippers. As now the ball was spotted at the 31-yard line, it'll be 4th and 11.
Those kind of errors can be what makes and breaks the game.
Yeah. And even though it's semi-early here in the third quarter as we approach 9 minutes and counting, that is just heartbreaking for the Skippers. But on 4th and 11, they're going to go for it again on their own 31. One receiver left, trips right. We'll see what happens here. And there's a false start. A false start on the left guard in Bram Miles, the sophomore. And now that backs him up even more. Ball be spotted at the 26. And now you're surely going to have to punt it now. 4th and 16.
I don't even know if he tried to punt. Well,
they're going to boot it away.
Yeah, they're going to boot it away.
Diego Dambolino on the punt. 2 return men back deep, and they're going to fake it. Dambolino's going to run it. He's gone to 25-30. Dambolino's tackled down at the 33. Wow. 4th and 16 on your own 26, and they go fake punt. They get about 10 yards. Well, they get about 5 yards. And now East Canton is set up pretty here on their Skipper 34-yard line, up 25-10.
They definitely should have tried first throw on that one if you're East Canton.
How have the script turned? One receiver left, two right. Two backs are to the hips of Owen McCroskey. He takes the snap, gives it to Anderson, lowers the shoulder for about no gain on the play, maybe a loss of yardage. They're going to say he didn't get any. Ball still spotted at the 34, 2nd and 10.
They're definitely discussing here if you're East Canton to discuss where you go from here. This can be the make and break moments of the game.
They score here, it could really take the wind out of the sails of the Skippers. As East Canton trying to put the hurt on. One receiver left and right in the pistol. Here's McCroskey taking the snap, running right. Owen McCroskey at the 40, 35 with a hole. He's tripped about around the 33-yard line. Tackle made there by Abraham Castellano. It'll go for a gain of a few, as that is gain of 3, 3rd down and 7. Ball spotted on the 32. Make it a 3rd and 8. 7.5 minutes and counting left to go in this third quarter. The East Canton running attack. Just running time off the clock. Up 15. One receiver left. McCroskey in the pistol. Davis Anderson's the back. Or Dylan Anderson, excuse me, as they pitch to Anderson. He's going to throw it backwards to McCroskey, who's got room. 30, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Spider Miller going into his bag of tricks, and it pays off for East Canton as they put 6 more on the board here at Riverside High School.
I wouldn't call that a trick. I'd call that a magic trick. I call it like a misdirect.
A lateral pass back to Owen McCroskey. He runs it in for 32 yards, and it is now a 21-point East Canton lead. Cannon Pollard on to try the extra point. Owen McCroskey to hold. Snap good. Hold down. Kick on its way. A little bit more of a line drive kick, but it is good. 7:02 left, quarter number 3. East Canton 32. Fairport Harbin 10. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
This is head coach Spider Miller from East Canton High School, home of the Hornets. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
7:02 left to go in the third. East Canton 32. Fairport Harding 10 as they take advantage of a turnover on downs. Fairport Harding tried to go for it on their own side of the field. And East Canton set up shop. And on a 32-yard lateral backwards pass from Dylan Anderson to Owen McCroskey, they take it in for another 6 points.
I was saying why they won for it for Fairport. I would say they just really weren't set up to punt return it, and they just had to do it that way.
You didn't think they would be able to punt?
I just don't think that.
You got to get that back into the plus your own side of the field.
Yeah, but
here's the kickoff. It's a little bit of a squibber as this is down to about the 33-yard line, where the return is Yomar Castellano. But I say that also with the fact that this East Canton offense has been on fire in terms of running the football, passing it. That's the dangerous position to put them in, as they've been near perfect on drives where they have been on the other side of the 50 starting out, and that made you cost them again.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to put here is I think that Fairport's hand was kind of twisted on that, and that's what they had to do, especially that they weren't planning on doing that, especially how far back they were pushed because of penalties.
Yeah, truly remarkable stuff. 2 receivers, now 3 line up to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Brady Lawson. He claps and takes a snap. Looking left, nowhere to go. Lawson stepping up, in trouble, and Lawson will go down. Back at the 25-yard line, sack made by Maverick Campbell. His first on the night. Lawson a little slow to get up, but he seems to be okay as we approach 6:38 left to go here in the third.
I also think that Fairport is letting East Canton get into their head a little bit too much of what they should be. Like they had their heads clear. They were kind of just going for it. East Canton, when they came off the bus today, they weren't very limber. They weren't very loose. They just weren't very warmed up. And the tables have pretty much turned ever since like the first minute of this game.
It's a loss of 5. It's a 2nd and 15. Ball spotted on the skipper 29. 2 receivers left and right. Here's Lawson throwing right, throwing complete at the 30-yard line. Catch is made by Yomar Castellano, but he's going to be down past the line of scrimmage. Maybe he'll get a yard. But it's around there, nothing doing. And once again, the skipper is facing a 3rd and long. Ball spotted on the 29. And you really have to dig deep in order to get this going, because at this rate, as much as you can't punt it back to that East Canton offense, you essentially have to if you can't convert here and make this at least a 4th and short.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to watch out if you're East Canton. If you're Fairport.
Trips left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Brady Lawson. He takes the snap, rolls right, on the run throw. Sideline, too high, intended for Jan Castellano along the sideline. Would have been close to a first down, maybe a yard short, but now you have a 4th and 15. Clock stops with 5:16 left to go in this third quarter. And you have got to punt this away if you're the Skippers.
A lot of their issue today, too, has been a lot of these throws have just been too high. I mean, I did notice the height on this team, but they're just not that tall.
They had the one that paid off for them. Great throw from Brady Lawson to Shane Greenwood, and a great adjustment as Diego Dembolino will punt it away. Towards the right side, it'll take a bounce at the East Canton 38 and down right there. So the Hornets and quarterback Owen McCroskey and company in the form of bruising running back Dylan Anderson. And threats of wideouts and Cannon Pollard and James Stubblefield will take the field, along with this offensive line that has really done hardening in the form of, look, the way this running attack has been so good. I mean, just look at the offensive line. It's compared to the defensive line to them, they do kind of overpower in a way. And so far, they've been able to be out physical.
Especially for East Canton, we have Aiden Stevenson, we have Kobe Schrader, we have Dylan Anderson.
Just a lot of heavy hitters for this Hornets offense. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. In the pistol, here's McCroskey pitching it. This is going to be number 10, Colby Schrader. Right side, Schrader, 40. Schrader gets around to the 44-yard line. Good run there. Positive yards of around 5. We'll wait for an official spot. They're going to mark him down at the 44. It'll go as a run of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 4.
Definitely here, if you're Fairport, you're definitely going to have to try to probably watch out for this. And when it comes to this, the game's not over, but it's kind of slipping away.
Especially if they were to score here. Now you're looking at, if they could go for 2, it'd be a 30-point game. But in all actuality, they probably won't. Play clock is at 5, sending a man in motion. McCroskey, here's an end around with Stevens trying to spin away, but he won't get away from another, down to the 40. It'll be a loss of 4, as the tackle was made there by Diego Dambolina. That'll bring up now a 3rd and 9 here. Or make it a 3rd and 8, excuse me. Ball is spotted at the 40. East Canton trying to keep the drive alive, as they're looking to get a win tonight. If they do come out on top, they'll go to 10-2. It'll be the best record in the Spider Miller era in East Canton. 2 receivers left and right. McCroskey in the pistol, takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. Looking right, throwing that way. It's caught on a dive. Coming toward it at the 46 was Aiden Stevens. He's 2 yards shy of the marker, however, so it'll be a 4th and 2 with 3:18 and counting left to go here in the third.
This is definitely going to be the make or break part of this game. It's definitely going to show you who's going to win this in the next coming minutes.
So it's a 4th and 2. As they come out, they're going to go for this. 2 receivers left and right. Spider Miller looking to just keep this drive going as they're kind of in no man's land as McCroskey. Oh, he's going to punt. He's going to try and pin him deep, and he will hit it out of bounds inside the 30.
Definitely an amazing play there. I mean, you don't really see too many fake-out punts.
They were lined up in shotgun like they were going to go for it.
But this has been just that kind of a game, honestly.
Ball goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So the Skippers get the stop. It's just, can the offense complement them here? In this one, they've been able to do so all year, but right now when it matters most, they've just been able to be coming up a little bit short. As this Hornets defense has really buzzed on all facets of the offensive game plan for Fairport Harding. I'm sorry. I had to really make that pun. It was killing me.
It definitely stings.
3 quarters, not even. I went a whole half without doing it, and it was driving me crazy.
Especially that turnover on the ball. It definitely stung for them.
Hey, there you go. 2 receivers left, trips right. Daly in the shotgun, and we have flags, and we're going to have a false start called against Fairport Harding. That'll back him up 5. 2:48 left to go. It's a 1st and 15. The ball will be spotted on the 23 now. As that's have also been kind of gone against the Skippers' way in terms of trying to get back into this one in terms of penalties, as well, it looked as though initially, and yes, we do have a timeout. It'll be called by the Skippers. It's their first of the second half. All timeouts are brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. We'll step aside. 2:48 left to go in the third. East Canton on top 32-10 when we come back.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back, everybody. High school football on the Q92 Sports Network. 2:48 left to go in the third as they're facing a 1st and 10 being the Skippers as they connect on a pass over the middle in between the numbers from Brady Lawson to Abraham Castellano. It's a 1st down on a gain of 14 as they, in the terms of quarterback Brady Lawson, trying to find a rhythm. Twins left, trips right. Lawson, empty backfield, shotgun, 4-man rush, throwing to the right side, complete 49. This is the catch made at the 50. This is Yomar Castellano to around the 41-yard line, make it the 40 of East Canton. So 2 passes, and quickly, Robert, the Skippers are in plus territory.
All of a sudden, they've definitely polished out their wrinkles here. That was the perfect throw. It wasn't too high. It was right to the player. They're definitely going to need that in the next coming 2.2 minutes and 14 seconds of this quarter, and then the last quarter of this game.
Yeah, this 22-point difference. It's the largest of the night, and it's a tall task, but this team is 10-0 for a reason. And they're built for the challenge. It's just a question of can they do it. Trips left to right. Empty backfield for Lawson. He claps and takes the snap. Looking left, in trouble. Lawson avoids a sack, rolling right, standing strong. Now we'll throw it out of bounds and complete. 2nd and 10 now. This East Canton rush has gotten home to Brady Lawson a good number of times, but he's been able to get out of his way. Only 2 sacks for this East Canton defense in terms of what they've been able to do on the rush and making life uncomfortable for the quarterback.
They really haven't needed it too much for East Canton. It's pretty much just came out in the wash perfectly for East Canton.
So, Brady Lawson getting his play call from his coordinators, as they need a much-needed score on this drive. 2 receivers left and right. Now make it trips left. Empty backfield for Lawson. He takes the snap. Looking left. Will throw it. Firing over the middle. It's complete. At around the 36-yard line. Catch made by Abraham Castellano. Tackle made by Dylan Anderson. Only a couple yards on that one. It's a gain of 4. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Coming up in the late stages of this third quarter, $1:16 and counting left to go. As these Hornet fans below us stomping their feet, trying to help their defense get another stop.
They're buzzing for the attack.
3rd and 6, less than a minute to go. Twins left, trips right. Lawson in trouble, rolling left. Lawson is down! Aiden Candle out of the secondary. His first sack of the night is a drive ender. As we now hit 32 seconds. Well, for the Skippers, they're going to go for it here. 4th and 11. Ball on the 41-yard line. Might not be a drive ender, but it could be. Or should I say it does make life a lot tougher for the Skippers as Fairport Harding closed their second timeout. That timeout's brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. We'll be back right after this.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
18 seconds left here in this third quarter. The Skippers will go for it on a 4th and 11, down 22. Ball is spotted on the East Canton 41. It's just a matter of where do they go. I can imagine, Robert, they're going to go through the air. They have a couple of targets. For Brady Lawson, he's found kind of a rhythm here in this third quarter, but on a 4th and 11, need your best ball right here. One receiver left, trips right. Lawson in the shotgun. As he's in an empty backfield. Lawson claps, rolls right. Looking to throw. Lawson on the move. Launch, sits sideline. Wide open man caught. 15 down the sideline. 10. 5 reaching for the pylon is Diego Dambolina. Touchdown Skippers.
They're ironing out the wrinkles here all of a sudden for the Skippers. This is something they needed definitely earlier in the game.
41 yards. And things get a little more interesting. It's now 32-16 with the extra point incoming. A much-needed touchdown there for Fairport Harding, the 2 seed in Region 25, trying to keep their unbeaten season alive. They're going to go for 2 to make this a 2-possession game. They have Shane Greenwood out wide left, trips right. Lawson, sidearm throw, end zone. Did he catch that? He did. It was Jan Castellano on a diving attempt going to his left. And you can tack on 2 more on the board for the Skippers. It is a 32-18 game. A 2-touchdown difference here at Riverside High. That was a great drive there, Robert, especially given the circumstances. You're down by 22. You needed to cut into the lead deficit, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they definitely needed this earlier in the game. They're starting to iron out their wrinkles, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the last quarter of this game.
In the Mogadore East Palestine game, score out there, 54-7. Wildcats in front. East Palestine ended up getting on the board. End of 3 in Fitch. Falcons on top of Green, 21-17. However, the Bulldogs will have the ball facing a 1st and 20 on the Austintown Fitch 47, coming out of the break and going into the fourth quarter. Here, we're about to go into the fourth quarter. There's 8 seconds left as the Skippers got in for 6 thanks to a 32-yard touchdown pass from Brady Lawson to Diego Dambolina. Great effort there along the right sideline. He was stumbling, reached for the goal line and scored as the ball whips off the tee. So, Aman Abdi Malikov will kick it. We've seen 2 squibs from him so far. Do we see a third? And we have whistles now as it blew off again. The wind's starting to pick up here off the lake. Right now it's 53 degrees. Feels like 49, 12-mile-an-hour winds going towards the west, so they're going to need a holder to keep it down. Actually, they're going to put it back on the tee. So Abdi Malikov is ready, approaches the football. Do we see a squib? We do not. It's a short kick taken in by Aiden Stevens at around the 34. He'll take a knee at the 35. No return there for Aiden Stevens. So the East Canton offense will come out. One last play before the third quarter comes to a close. 6 seconds remain. As this Hornet offense looking to counterpunch after that Skipper touchdown. Owen McCroskey going into his huddle. Great night so far for him. Great night so far for the running backs and Dylan Anderson along with Colby Schrader. Very effective night through the air and on the ground. One receiver out wide left. It's James Stubblefield. McCroskey in the pistol. The back, Dylan Anderson. Here comes a blitz. They pitch it with Anderson. Right side, 30. Nowhere to go, and Anderson gets blown up at around the 32. It'll be a loss of 3. Maybe 2. They'll give him the 33. Possibly we'll wait for an official spot on the other side of this break. It's time to put your 4s up wherever you are. The fourth quarter is right after this here on the Q92 Sports Network.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
The Fairport defense has now taken the field. A little bit of momentum has gone their way as it's time to start the final quarter of action here in this round 2 postseason affair between 9-2 East Canton and 10-0 Fairport Harding. Matt Corrali and Robert Coleman with you. Robert, your thoughts as we're about to enter the final 12 minutes of action.
This has been a great game here. They're definitely showing their 2 teams that deserve to be in the playoffs. Although for Fairport, they definitely need to iron out the wrinkles. They had it for like the first minute of this game, but then they let it slip through them. But in the last couple seconds of the third quarter, they were really ironing it out.
They come out one receiver left, James Stubblefield. East Canton with the ball, facing a 2nd and 13 on their own 32, going right to left. They give it. It's Dylan Anderson getting off of a defender, down to the 40, maybe the 41. They get some big yards back, as that'll go for a gain of what looks to be 9. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. As East Canton now with a 3rd and manageable. As with the lead that they have, Robert, I can only imagine, unless they absolutely have to, will run this football and milk this clock down for the final 12 minutes.
It's the best thing you can try to do in this situation, especially when like all the East fans have been pointing at the scoreboard.
Trips left, one to the right of the receivers. Now Anderson goes out wide. They're going to screen it with Anderson. Skippers are there, but he gets away, breaks a tackle, first down and more. Dylan Anderson still on the move, 35, lowers the shoulder to the 30. Dylan Anderson showing the physicality, and he's fired up as he heads to the sideline. A big play for the Hornets, and they are now in Fairport Harding territory, once again using the backfield to their advantage. Just an outstanding performance from this senior running back, Robert.
Definitely, too. He has the physicality, he knows how to read the defense, he has the footwork.
So they flip field here. Ball is spotted on the Skipper's 30. Hornets clap out of the huddle. One receiver out wide left, two to the right. McCroskey in the gun. Anderson the back in the pistol. They fake it. McCroskey rolling right. Steps up, launching it for the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets! Aiden Stevens, a 30-yard bomb from Owen McCroskey. 38-18. What a strike. To Owen McCroskey's favorite target, Aiden Stevens. His second touchdown through the air, and the lead continues to grow. Here's the PAT from Cannon Pollard. McCroskey to hold, snap good, hold down. Pollard's kick is up. It is good. We'll step aside. 10:37 left to go in the ball game. They are fired up on the road stands here at Riverside High School. Hornets on top 39-18 when we return with more high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
10:37 to play here in quarter number 4. Matt Corrali alongside Robert Coleman. Robert, we have seen this East Canton offense that when we last saw them week 10 put up 7 points in a real defensive matchup. Last week they put up 28. Now they have 39 here on a road matchup where they're facing an unbeaten football team. Just a real sound performance all around.
Definitely, too. This offense knows how to read the defense. They're definitely going for it. They were a little bit rusty at the beginning of this game, but they worked out the kinks.
So they will kick it back away to the Skippers and Jan Castellano, 20, brought down at the 25. Tripped up there by Jacob Demian, his third tackle so far on this round 2 showdown. Wind starting to whip here at Riverside High. It's a cold night. Feels like it's in the upper 40s. And it feels like a little bit colder. We talked about it earlier just because of the fact that you're close to a lake. We're not far from Lake Erie. These kids at Fairport Harding practically go to school essentially on the lake. But East Canton, hour and 15 commute here tonight, doesn't really seem to care. They're up by 21. 2 receivers out wide left. Here's Lawson faking the handoff, shuffling the shoes left, now running left, trying to find an open receiver. He'll throw it away, incomplete. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Good pursuit there from the Hornets line that has really made life difficult for the Skippers in terms of trying to get away from them. They've hit the big play a couple of times, but they can only do so much against an East Canton front that really disrupts what you're trying to do.
Yeah, too. And East Canton did not go into this game being the favorite, but you history has told us never count out the underdog or the under Hornet.
2nd and 10, ball spotted on the 33. 2 receivers left as Lawson takes the snap. Looking long, throwing to the 32-yard line. The catch is made of Shane Greenwood as he's brought down at around the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd and manageable here for the Skippers. Ball spotted on the 33. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 as we approach 10 minutes and counting left to go in the game. Tell you what, Robert, we have 2 gentlemen from East Canton here with us in the booth, and you made that Hornet pun. One of them looks and he's like, "Are you serious? You maybe made that one?" It's too easy. It's 2 on the table. 2 left, trips right of the receivers. Here's Lawson pumping, scrambling away as he's hit as he throws incomplete. Fans want intentional grounding, and there's the flag late coming out from the backfield. They're going to tag Lawson for an intentional grounding penalty, and Skippers will be backed up even more after this. Officials are still discussing it now as they officially make the call. That'll once more back up this Fairport Harding team that, frankly, Robert, has had penalties become a problem seemingly all evening long.
Definitely here too, and they definitely weren't able to work out the kinks, and that's something that their head coach in the interview said they have to do. So that's definitely going to be their problem for tonight. I mean, going home here, it wasn't a bad season for them. They won their league. They had the best season they've had since the Eisenhower administration. So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Since the Eisenhower. You could have just said the year, but you go the Eisenhower administration.
With the 40s.
That's why you're in this business. 2 receivers left, trips right. Here's Lawson. Back to pass with the rush, rolling left with a flag down. This could be a hold. The catch is made at the 41-yard line by Shane Greenwood. It would be a 1st down, but this could come back. It's going to be holding against Fairport Harding.
John Spider Miller is an amazing coach. You rarely see people who work at both Canton and Massillon. The only exception you would see would be Canton's former superintendent, who used to be Massillon's marching band director. I forget his name. He also coached under Wakefield at Perry.
Yeah, legendary Keith Wakefield over there. Had the stadium named after him at Perry, leaving his mark. East Canton just 9:27 away from the biggest win in the Spider Miller tenure here at East Canton High School. 4th and 15. They're on to punt it away. Are the Skippers, and Diego Dambolina back deep for the Hornets is Aiden Stevens as he's standing right at the 50. Dambolino catches it and punts it away. A high kick that will have Stevens call for a fair catch. Did he touch it at around the 43? You had to go backwards. The ball's still loose, but it's recovered by East Canton at the 35 by Cannon Pollard. Whoa. You want to talk about something that could have made this game a little more interesting? If the Skippers were to fall on that, set up deep in their enemy territory, but instead, Pollard was Johnny on the spot right behind him to grab it, and now with 9:17 left to go, they have a 1st and 10 on their own 35.
Yeah, definitely here. They were almost pulling a Perry move there too, where if all else fails, you make sure you're the first one to get to that ball to be the one to grab it.
1st and 10 here for the Hornets. 2 receivers out wide left, 1 right. In the pistol is McCroskey in the shotgun, Anderson the back. Or actually, that looks to be Colby Schrader. It is Schrader as they'll pitch it to him. Left side, Schrader 30. Makes a nice shoot move, 35, and he's be taken out at the 37-yard line by Jacob Drennan. We have a penalty marker in the backfield. As this could be a hold against East Canton. And it will be. So the Hornets will back it up 10. And I'll set up shop for a 1st and 20 at their own 25. as they're just trying to do everything they can to kind of take this one down to the finish line here. And
you don't want to look like a fool in the last couple minutes of this game.
Yeah. They do have a comfortable 3-touchdown lead, but hey, we've seen crazier at this level. 2 receivers left and right. In the pistol, it's McCroskey. In the shotgun, he claps and will hand it off to Dylan Anderson. Right side breaks away from a tackle and breaks away from another 30. Anderson 35. And Anderson taken down at around the 37-yard line. Nice run of 12 there for the senior. As that gets the Hornets a little bit in more manageable down in distance. 8.5 minutes left to go. As a reminder, fans, make sure to tune into our post-game show. We'll have the analysis of this one, take a look at the scoreboard around the area in round 2 of the postseason. We'll wrap this one up here from Painesville, along with Robert. Make sure you check out his interview clips across our social media pages at Q92 Sports. 2nd and 8, ball on the 37, trips left, 1 to the right. In the pistol, it's McCroskey. In the shotgun, takes the snap, wide receiver screen. Here is James Stubblefield, near side 40, on the left 45, taken out at the 48-yard line. It's going to be a new set of downs for East Canton as that one goes for 11. Great job made there by the Hornets. It's not just the running game. They used the short passing to their advantage, and it's really been a factor that they've been able to execute on seemingly all night long.
Definitely here too. They definitely went for the passing game. Definitely went for the running game too, especially from Dylan Anderson. He just goes straight for the brick wall of defense and just squeezes on right through.
Twins left and right of the receivers in the pistol are the Hornets. McCroskey shotgun. They send a man in motion left to right and Aiden Candle. They give it to Anderson, 50. Sheds off a tackler, 45 to the 44-yard line. Hard-earned run of 4 for Dylan Anderson. To the 44-yard line he goes. It'll be a 2nd down and 2, as that was a gain of 8. As they flip the field, they're now in Skipper territory.
Like I said, in these last couple of minutes of games here, you got to make sure you don't look like a fool no matter what the scoreboard says, because going into the next game, the opponent is definitely going to use these last minutes against you.
With the Hornets with Mogadore blowing out East Palestine by 40 points, East Canton is 6:45 and counting away from heading to Mogadore and a trip to the regional final, as this semifinal that is, as McCroskey on a read option to the 25-yard line. Great run there down to the 23, as that will be setting up East Canton deep into Skipper territory. The read option has really worked out well for McCroskey, as he was able to fake out defenders and be shifty with his running.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to switch on through there. Fairport's defense seems to just kind of be slipping here in the last couple minutes of this game.
The ball was spotted on the 23-yard line for the Hornets. They're keeping an eye on the clock as to how much time can we burn off before we get out of here and make the hour and 15 trip home happy. One receiver out wide left, that's Cannon Pollard. In the pistol again are the Hornets with McCroskey in the shotgun. The back is Colby Schrader. Here's the snap. They give it to Schrader, straight up the gut. Schrader bounces off a tackle, 25-20. Schrader still moving the legs to the 15. Make it the 14-yard line. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1, and East Canton in our RG Drag red zone once again. Learn, earn, and succeed with 5:40 and counting left to go.
I'm always reminded by the John Grissom book, Playing for Pizza. When you had an away game with a football team, everybody wanted to get off the bus as fast as they can because they got stuff they got to do tomorrow.
Pizza doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, 39-18. We had some pregame. Thank you to the concession stand folks here at Riverside. Quality stuff as usual. Pollard left. 2 receivers are out wide right. They'll hand it off to number 25, Aiden Candle, as he's taken down near the 10. They're going to give him the 11, and it's going to be a 1st down on a gain of 3.
They've got about 5:04 left in this game. The clock is ticking, so they're definitely going to get the last couple of reps in here before the game's over.
Great job made here by East Canton as they just methodically ran the ball down the field as they have now a receiver out wide to the left and Pollard, 2 to the right. McCroskey in the shotgun and the pistol. Will pitch it to Candle. Right side 15. Candle 10 as he gets destroyed there seemingly by 2 skippers on a gain of 1, and we'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. For the 3rd time tonight, it's kind of a funny stat. 3rd time tonight, Robert, where they have been inside about the 10-ish, and they've had a situation where they could still get a 1st down at the 1 without scoring. But here we are. They've done it. They've hit on it twice. They've cashed in on both of those drives. And they can either do that again or just wind this clock down and, for the first time in the Miller era, send East Canton to the regional semifinal. Twins left, 1 to the right of the receivers. Here's McCroskey giving it. It's Candle lowering the shoulder, 5'8", and Candle fighting his way near the goal line. Touchdown, East Canton. Aiden Candle into the end zone for the first time tonight from 10 yards out, and that will put a bow on this one.
We have a score update on top of this one. McKinley 30, Medina 7.
McKinley well on their way to another regional semifinal appearance. Here, you see it on the screen, 45-18. East Canton in front. 3:48 left to go. We were expecting a real physical game back and forth, but East Canton comes out and dominates for 4 quarters. Truly a remarkable effort by the Hornets, who had to make the hour and 15 road trip north to seemingly put their spot into the regional semis, as the extra point from Cannon Pollard is good. We'll take a quick break with East Canton on top, 46-18 with 3:48 left to play. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Welcome back, everybody. 3:48 left to go in this one. East Canton on top, 46-18. Some score updates as well. Massillon, if things stand, they take down Hoover 62-7. With Ashland currently leading DeSales, if things were to hold, that means there will be football at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium next week, because Ashland's the lower seed on Massillon. So far, McKinley is advanced 30-7 over Medina. Hudson beats Lake 14-12 on the road. Lake had a 4th and 11 on the Hudson 42, and it was an incomplete pass to end a really great season for the Blue Streaks, Robert.
Yeah, definitely, too. Dan DeGeorge had an up-and-down season. I think his son got hurt this season, too, yeah. I believe. Yeah, been crazy. They even had that player who got really badly injured with the kidney problem, I believe.
Yeah, they had a running back in Davis Matson as the opening kick is returned here by the Skippers in number 12, Yomar Castellano, trying to change direction. He's backed up at the 5. He pitches it to Jan Castellano, his brother, and let's watch him run down the left side. Pushed out of bounds at the 25. How about that for some trickery? But going back to Lake in that conversation, they end up finishing their year with a record of 7-4 when all said and done. Once the playoffs came and went, they were 7-3 in the regular season. Started the year 6-0. Ended up dropping 3 of their last 4. Or excuse me, 3 of their last 4, I beg your pardon, but they had face a lot of major injuries. They were able to overcome them. All in all, a successful season for Lake. but a second round, I should say, playoff exit. 4 receivers out wide right for the Skippers. 1 to the left. It's Lawson in the shotgun. Now they send a man in motion right to left and Evan Murphy. Here's Lawson. An immediate pressure. Gets a nice block to save him from a sack. Lawson, left side out of bounds at around the 28-yard line. Stopping the clock, 3:28 left to go. And for this Skipper team, best season program history, never gone 10-0. But now if you're head coach John Nagel, Robert, you were the interim coming in, you have the 9-0 record in your tenure, you have something to build on with this team. There is still some good chunk of sophomores and juniors that you can have going into next year that can really help you out and go a little bit further into the postseason.
I believe I only count 5 seniors on this team. I mean, that's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. 6 seniors when all is said and done. Here's a sidearm wide receiver screen to one of the juniors that'll be here next year, Yomar Castellanos, spinning away from a defender down to the 40-yard line. It's a pass play at 10. It'll move the sticks for the Skippers and a first down for Fairport Harding.
Looking forward for this game here next week, too. That is a very small stadium up there in Mogador, but they're definitely going to make that place rock.
Yeah.
Or I should say buzz.
Yep. Looking forward to keeping our tabs on that one. As 4 area teams, as of now, if things were to stand between this one and East Canton, will advance. 2 receivers left, trips right. This is Abraham Castellano, right sideline to the 42-yard line. And that'll be just a gain of 2. Out of bounds, 2:45 left to go.
Maybe they stick their stingers up after this game, picky fingers.
You've got to stop. You have got to stop.
I am trying to keep it entertaining.
I can only take so many Hornet puns for so long. So the Skippers have 2 receivers out wide left. They clap out of their huddle.
Well, the skipper for the Skippers is definitely going to have a happy season, and he's definitely going to be back, and he's got a lot to build on, a team that struggled for leadership.
Lawson claps and throws it right side complete. It's number 3 in the form of Abraham Castellano. Tackled out of bounds. We do have a flag down.
Should I say they struggled for a skipper?
Oh, man. You're going on mute for the rest of the game. You hear that, folks? He is on mute for the final 2:38 of this one. He will not. I'm just kidding. You can talk. I wouldn't do that to you.
No, you're good.
Though there's going to be a little hood called against East Canton, so they're going to move the ball up for Fairport Harding. Much to the displeasure of the Hornet faithful. Tell you what, I got to give a lot of these East Canton fans credit for making this trip, because we would have thought, okay, it's understanding, now in 15, that's a long way.
It's even a
but
little bit.
They've shown up and shown out.
It's even a little bit farther for them.
Here's Lawson. Hit as he throws. Middle of the field. Incomplete. A few yards shy of Elijah Harless. It's his first target of the night, as that will now bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, for many people in East Canton, it's even a little bit farther for them. That was about the distance what it was for us for North Canton. I forget that one road you got to connect through for East Canton to get on the 77, and to get up here, and you got to kind of take a little bit of a side route to go to the east side.
2:32 left. 2nd and 10. Twins left, Twins right are the receivers for the Skippers, as now they send the running back Evan Murphy out wide left, or now to his left hip. Here's Lawson, wide receiver screen with Yomar Castellano, making a nice move 30. Castellano still on his move 25. Right side 20. Here he needs the block. He gets it 10. Castellano, he hit the B button on a spin move at the 5 and is in for the touchdown. Well, how about that for a highlight reel?
How about them apples?
His 2nd touchdown of the night. He has 1 receiving and 1 on a kickoff return. So with 2:19 left to go,
he really showed a lot of his football IQ there, too. He definitely knew how to spin. He definitely had the coordination there. It's just the biggest problem for Fairport is they didn't have that in the beginning of this game.
Exactly. That's the thing. There's the great saying where you can't win a game in the first couple of quarters, but you can definitely lose it. That's kind of the feeling here.
Once East Canton got warmed up, it was pretty much game over.
46-24. 2:19 left to go here in this one as they'll go for 2 to make this a 20-point ball game. As Lawson takes a snap in the shotgun, looking left, throwing over the middle. It's batted up, and it's caught off the deflection by Abraham Castellano. The 2-point try is good, and it is now 46-26. East Canton with the advantage. We'll step aside. 2:19 left to go. You're listening to High School Football on the Q92 Sports Network, powered by the Sarshone Auto Group.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Back with you here, 46-26. East Canton in front of Fairport Harding. Matt Corrali, Robert Coleman with you as the Skippers will try the onside kick with Aman Abdi Malikov. But if East Canton were to recover it, and the Skippers with just 1 timeout remaining would end this one here in round 2 of the Region 25 playoffs. Here's the onside kick going towards right. It's through the legs and over the shoulder of Jacob Drennan of the Skippers. And with that, East Canton will have possession.
Really, East Canton could try to use this last 2 minutes of the game. They could just go for it, or they could just kneel it down. Hard to say.
Yeah, Skippers have a timeout left, so they could use it if they want to. There's 2:17 left to go on the game clock. The backup that's McCroskey. Looks as though that for a split second someone else was coming into the game to back him up and save him for the Mogador game, but he's still out there along with Dylan Anderson, the running back. But he might just run this out as long as you can and hit the bus and head home happy. Here's a run right up the middle past the 50 with Colby Schrader to the 46-yard line. As that'll bring up a 2nd down and 3 on a gain of 7. Ball spot on the Fairport Harding 46. As for now,
the East Canton crowd grows a little restless.
Head coach John Nagel looking to won't use his timeout. East Canton coming to the line. In the pistol, it's Stevens out wide right. McCroskey in the shotgun gives it to the right side in the form of Schrader. He gets stuffed there by number that looks to be 50 in the form of Trey Vaughn, the senior. So to bring up a 3rd and short.
We maybe should have seen a little bit more of him this game, to be honest with you, but that probably could have helped Fairport a little bit. He seems like he has a little bit more handle against East Canton.
We have less than a minute left to go. 3rd and 3, ball spotted on the Skippers 46. 1 receiver out wide right. In the pistol is McCroskey. Anderson the back. Harding shows a blitz, and they're going to get a false start called against East Canton. And that'll back them up 5 as You can hear it. These East Canton fans are starting to feel it. Yeah, I believe we have one chance of broken out here on the road stands. Their season will continue. And it's a date with the Wildcats coming up next weekend in Mogador for the right to go to the regional final. One receiver out wide left in the form of Cannon Pollard. McCroskey in the pistol with Colby Schrader the back. 40 seconds left in the game. Schrader the pitch, right side. He's going to be taken down for a loss by number 5, Diego Dambolina. As they will, in all likelihood, just wind this one down. Spider Miller takes off his head sight, and that'll do it. East Canton now comes for the line. We do have a timeout called. Harding was going to call their last timeout. Much to the disagreement of these fans, and now they're going to go back to their huddle. Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little premature.
So they'll have one more down, and on 4th and 12, they decide what they want to do. They'll probably be down to giving the Skippers one more play on offense, but that'll do it in terms of this one. Post-game show coming up. As soon as this one's over, the defense for the Skippers is out on the field, and East Canton still talking about what they want to do offensively. As head coach Spider Miller, a legend in this area, a legend in East Canton, having the best season of his career with the Hornets. A 10-win campaign, regional semifinal appearance. A fantastic season from the kids from East Canton. And now with
That's what
Spider Miller will call a timeout.
Motto.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what high school football is all about, and even high school sports is all about. These small towns rallying around these kids and showing them what it's all about.
You got that right, partner. It's one of the things that makes this level of athletics so special.
I'm always entertained. It was this town in Kansas. I kind of forget the name of it. But in a 10-year period, their baseball team lost like 4 games.
Wow. That is something.
There was in the movie, they said, this new coach comes and says, Coach, I thought you said this was just practice. It is. The whole town showed up for practice.
Wow. Just wow. 4th and 12 on the 43, so they're going to have to get a playoff. And with the amount of time left, the Skippers will probably get one more play away. McCroskey's going to punt it, line drive. It'll take a couple of bounces towards the right side. It's going to be returned by Abraham Castellano down to the 15-yard line. Game clock is at 5 seconds down to the 20. As these Hornets fans are now on their feet. The Skippers offense will come out on the field for the final time this season. 10-0 campaign. Best in school history. The only time they've gotten out of the regular season undefeated.
Since, as I said, the Eisenhower administration.
It's their best season since the Eisenhower administration. First
Yeah.
time they've gone 10-0. But for this crew, it's a second round playoff exit. But again, for John Nagel, you look at him. First year, took over as interim in week 2 of the season. As quarterback Brady Lawson will kneel it down. A lot to build on, a lot to improve on. But tonight, it belongs to the Hornets of East Canton. For the first time in the Spider Miller era, they are going to the regional semifinal. 46-26, the Hornets take down the Skippers on the road here at Riverside High School in Lake County. When we come back, it's the high school football postgame show right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome in, everybody, to the high school football postgame show on the Q92 Sports Network, live from Riverside High School, where East Canton comes on the road and takes down the 2 seed in Division 7 Region 25 Fairport Harding by the final of 46-26. Matt Corrali with you. Here in the press boxes, we will give our thoughts to this one, but first we will take a look at the scoreboard here in round 2 Ohio High School playoff action as Mogadore takes down East Palestine by the final of 54-7. That means the Wildcats will stay at home thanks to the Road Hornets taking down Fairport Harding, as it'll be Hornets and Wildcats in Mogadore next Friday night for the right to go to the regional final. And other playoff action in Stark County, Hudson upsets Lake on the road 14-12. Lake had a 4th and 11 on the Hudson 41. They couldn't convert as they had an incomplete pass, and that was the ball game. Lake's season, unfortunately, comes to an end. Menor takes care of business against Jackson by a final score of 52-6 in D1 Region 1 as the Polar Bears season now comes to a close. McKinley, one of the area teams, moving on tonight, 30-7 over the Battling Bees of Medina, as the Bulldogs will move on to the regional semifinal. Massillon, big-time winners over the Hoover Vikings at home, 62-7. The Tigers advance as well. On the other side of things, West Branch takes down Norton, and those are the teams. And also, Fitch on top of Green, 28-25. A minute 23 left. The onside kick is coming up. Green already recovered one in the third quarter. Tyson Hunka had a 12-yard touchdown run and a pass to Evan Reed for a 2-point conversion. So if you want to listen to that one, head over to our YouTube channel, as Christian Bigglesworth and Derek Dimmitt have a great finish in store. West Branch final score 35-14 over Norton. That one is wraps, and we just got the final. Fitch gets the onside kick. They take down Green 28-25. So with that being said, 4 area teams move on to the regional semifinals, as a big congratulations is in order to McKinley, Massillon, West Branch, and the Hornets of East Canton. We'll recap this one when we come back. You're listening to the high school football postgame show on the Q92 Sports Network.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media, and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back, everybody, to the high school football postgame show on the Q92 Sports Network. Matt Carrawley with you here, where East Canton takes down Fairport Harbor by the final of 46-26, as the season of dreams will continue for the Hornets. They're 10-2. They advance to the regional semifinal for the first time under head coach Spider Miller, as they will head to Mogador to face the Wildcats in the regional semifinal. For Fairport Harbor, an unbelievable season, 10-0, as with a coaching change after week one, as John Nagel led the team to a perfect 9-0 in the regular season. In his time as head coach, he, in all likelihood, will get that full-time head coaching job. They lose here in the opening round of the playoffs by 20, but there's a lot to build on, a lot to enjoy. They roster just 6 seniors. A lot of these guys are coming back, and there's a lot of hope to be had off the Lakeshore next fall. This is it for us. We appreciate you guys listening to Robert and I all season long, as we have some people to thank. First, to our game recorders back in our Alliance studio in the form of Noah Capo, Jake Matronia, Katie Duerman, and Ryan Rainsberg. To you, the listener, we thank you so much for being with us for 10 weeks of regular season football and 2 rounds of the postseason. It's been so much fun being able to bring you compelling coverage of high school football in Greater Stark County, and we hope you can tune in to our other games that we have coming up in round 3, because there'll be some doozies. To our knowledge, it is going to be at least Massillon and Columbus DeSales. West Branch will move on, as some other matchups, including East Canton and Mogador, along with the game that will see McKinley advance to. Opponents are unknown at this time. The one that we do know for those 2 teams, we do know that Massillon will, in all likelihood, play Columbus DeSales. They are winning right now, when we know for a fact that East Canton will play Mogador next weekend. And also a thanks to our sponsors, Regional EMS for sponsoring the kickoffs, the opening kickoffs, Fans and Family Credit Union for the timeouts, the RG Drag Company for sponsoring our Red Zone, and of course, the Sarshon Auto Group for sponsoring high school football this 2025 season. So, for Robert Coleman and all the hardworking men and women on our Q92 Sports crew, my name is Matt Carrawley, saying so long from Riverside High School, where once again your final, East Canton 46, Fairport Harbor 26. The Hornets are going to the regional semis. So long from Painesville. My name is Matt Carrawley. Good night.